and keeping our citizens safe from crime. Batman.
Okay, that took longer than I expected. I had to run and then come back, but it's okay. I actually had to create another sound whatnot, another track, so that I could have the background music play while, you know, while I'm on the wait screen. Because, you know, I'm not just gonna sit there in absolute silence. I'm gonna change the wait screen eventually. It's so static. Anyways, I was gone for like 2 weeks. I came back sometime last week. I did say I was a bit gone last week. I did have a stream with Nose on Friday. And then we came back on Tuesday for our regular streaming hours. Although yesterday there was no power, so that's that. My background music is frozen. There we go. Let me just unfreeze that real quick. Okay. I actually have... This is something I don't use very often. I actually have a background. Normally I full screen my game so you don't see the background. But... Bada bing! We actually do have a background. Which is fun. I changed my chat box to scroll on the side because images are gonna take up the majority of the screen. But yeah. I was in LA for the last... since AX. So AX was started on the magical 4th of July, which, as we know, is American Independence Day. I don't know how visible the chat box is gonna be. I haven't used this one much. Actually, this is my first time using this one. I always use the horizontal one. It's my first time using a vertical one. I had to keep it on the side, you know? I don't know if the Wario works with the, Oh god, it works. Okay, well... I was hopeful it wouldn't work. But anyways... Oh yeah, it does. it certainly do. And I set it so the old messages don't disappear. So we're gonna be living with that for a while. Anyways, July 4th. That's when AX started. I didn't actually go to LA, only on AX. I went there a bit earlier because I haven't been to LA in a healthy second. I think the last time I was in LA was a good 15 years ago, maybe more. Anyways, I landed there, so I got there about a week before AX started. I got there on the weekend because there's things to do in LA. I would say what there is to do, but I guess I have pictures for that. My videos didn't turn out great. Also, sorry, some of these might not be in exact order because, you know, sometimes files get messed up. You know how it is. Anyways, I believe it's this one. Aha! LA! Oopsie. I said that, and I didn't, I should take it off studio mode. Yeah, let's do that. No studio mode for today. Normally I use studio mode because I can, like, you know, you get a bit of time to plan what's gonna be thrown up on screen, but for today, no studio mode. So yeah, this is actually the first thing I got to see in LA. So I landed at like noon, which is a okay time to land, except for the fact that it's like 35 degrees. It's so hot there. And there's no like... Well, there's no humidity. That's the plus side. There's no humidity. You can hide in the shade. But there's no clouds either. They just have clear skies and the worst burning sun I felt in a while. I really gotta slap on that that sunscreen and hope you don't get that skin cancer, because It's certainly a place. Anyways, I don't actually know what's in these pictures. I filtered through them yesterday. Yeah, slap on that WD-40. I filtered through the pictures yesterday to make sure there's no, like, people in the pictures. Not that I'm scared to show my face. I would show my face. Actually, there's a picture I left out that I should have left in that has my face. But that's not the concern. The concern is other people's faces. Because, you know, it would be mean. I don't mind, but I'm sure they mind. I went to LA the first I was there. I could just blur faces, but that's an extra effort. So I was there for about 4 to 5 days with only 3 people. It was me, it was my sister, and it was Chris. I'm just gonna say Chris's name because he uses the name online Chris Cool. Calling him Chris is fine. That's his online name. Even though it's his real name, it's his online name. Not a big deal. Also, Noah was there. Noah also uses Noah as his online name. Noah only shows up on the 4th. Not like you will be able to tell because he's not in any of the pictures. But yeah, it was starting off me, my sister, and Chris. So yeah. First day we went to Little Tokyo. Dude, it feels like I'm presenting at school again. Little Tokyo is pretty cool though. So we essentially landed, we went to the hotel, which, let me just mention real quick. I took the picture out because it bothered me. Our hotel had cockroaches. That is disgusting. Every time we would come back, every single day, we would come back. So I just got a text from one of my boys. Okay, I didn't land and go to the Weebies place. I landed and went to the hotel. And let me just say, this hotel was like an Airbnb. It was so sketch because I was in contact with an apartment owner, okay? And the apartment owner said, go to the apartment and I will send someone down to meet you there. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, mega cities, yeah. They definitely have a problem with cockroaches. So I said, okay, we'll meet the cleaner there, cool. We go there, we meet the cleaner. And cleaner's like, okay, you can leave your bags here. We're going to send you a car. And I'm like, a car? What the fuck? So they send a car and they bring us to this store, okay? And I get texted a number and they say, put this number in the console. So I do. Nothing happens. And they say, when you put the number in the console, it will send us a code and we'll send you a new code. And I'm like, bro, what the hell is going on? So I put in the code, they put in their code, and then they send me a code. And then I put in that code and it unlocks a little key drawer. And that was the key to the apartment. And that was that. And they're like, okay, you can go back. And they sent another car and sent us back there. That was the last time I spoke with the owner. Never saw them. Never spoke to them again. They vanished. The next time I spoke to them was, leave the keys on the table when you leave. That's it. It was like an escape room in real life. It was absolutely wild. I do not know how I could, like, possibly, like, how can I describe how sketch it was? Like, it was pretty obvious that they had an apartment and it was illegal for them to rent it out, and they're doing this as a way to rent it out to make money, as sort of like a kind of landowner sort of thing, and they weren't allowed to do that, so they had to do this roundabout method. But as the one, you know, paying to rent that, yo, that was weird. And I don't really know, like, if that's normal, if that's a thing people do. I'm glad I didn't have to go back to that weird key box to send that key back, but it was weird. It was definitely weird. But we got the key and we went to Little Tokyo. They asked me, like, oh, where do you want to go? Like, my sister asked, like, because we're close to Chinatown, we're close to, like, Koreatown, we're close to Little Tokyo. And since we're in an apartment, there's a kitchen there, so I figure we can go shop, get stuff for the kitchen, get, you know, this and that. Because we just landed, it's like 3 p.m. at this point. We need to stock up for the next few days. So I said, let's go to Little Tokyo. There's a big Japanese market there, which I'm aware of. We go there. It's pretty interesting, actually. It's a pretty cool place. It's probably what you expect from a little Tokyo. Very Asian. There's a lot of Asian people there, which means I fit in so easily. But yeah, they have, you know, the classic Tokyo stuff. They have very cool designs everywhere. It was really sketch until that point, because you're walking through a lot of streets full of homeless people and homeless tents, and we passed some guy on the way just like washing himself on the street. But then we reached Little Tokyo, and it was cool. A lot of figures and stuff. I guess it's kind of what you expect, right? You expect there to be a lot of weeb stores, anime stuff. I thought there might be one or two. I didn't expect it to be like 80% of the place. 75, you know? There was a lot of food when we first showed up. Like over here, you can see there's just city hair, food. Over here is food. On the left is food. Everything here is essentially food and hair. But we made it to another street, and it was just anime stores. Look at all those Nendroids, man. They were priced decently, I'll be honest. Nendroids are typically like 40 to 50 bucks, so they were pretty close to MSRP. I have this picture because I thought it was cool. You got Sakuna's finger. I haven't seen that around. And there was this one. Okay, this one store. I took a picture of all the body pillows because there's a huge stack there, and they were really, really cheap. Not the best quality, but this store that we were in, I don't think I have other pictures of it. There's that picture. This store was going out of business. They were liquidating everything. Everything was dirt cheap. But if you look at this Pikachu, it makes sense why things were dirt cheap. What cursed garbage is this? What is this? That's not a Pikachu! It's the biggest Chinese knockoff they're trying to sell for 10 bucks, dude. So, walking around the store, they did have some cool things. But as I started paying closer attention to a lot of the figures that they had, a lot of them were Chinese knockoffs. It's not a surprise that a store like that was going out of business, because a lot of their stuff wasn't good quality. Like, you look at this Pikachu, it's just like, okay, well, I see what you're going for, but it looks terrible. Its face looks melted. It's like they left it in the sun and it just turned to goo, you know? So yeah, there was that. But there were some legit stores across the street from that one store. Okay, that other one store, Chris and my sister spent a lot of money. They found, specifically Chris, found this poster. Really cool 3D poster. Other places were selling it for $35 each. He got them for $5 each because they were liquidating. And that was pretty good. Anyways, you can see, I'm allowed to take a picture of this. But we got the big Ace statue. Life size, really cool. This is much more of a legit store, you know? So yeah. After that, we went like store to store to store. Each of those like past few pictures were different stores. I just left one picture of each because, you know, I'd be here all day if I have all the pictures. Gotta be that like Asian guy taking pictures of literally everything. So at this point, we continue through. A lot more like handcrafts and food. A lot of food there. Food's good though. Like food. They actually have in their little Tokyo a little Akihabara. If you don't know what Akihabara is, it is Weeb Central in Tokyo. It is the place where they have all the anime, where they have all the claw machines. You know those old Sega like arcade machines? Those were there in Akihabara in Tokyo. They're not owned by Sega anymore, but they exist. They're owned by... It's a new company. They still exist, though. Anyways, there's, like, what you expect in this little area. I don't think I have pictures there. No, that's just food. Inside the little Akihabara, we actually have things like Nintendo stores. Everything in there had a line, though. We didn't get to see much because every single store in there had a lineup. Even though there were stores around there that sold essentially the same thing, but they had gacha stores there, claw machine stores, just general weeb goods, and it's what I expected. I didn't think it warranted having lineups to go into their figure stores, especially considering AX was like a few days away at this point, you know? Like, why would you go there? AX has a lot of figures. There's a lot of pictures for AX. I should just continue. It's been like 20 minutes. I've gotten nowhere. We ate food. This is the hotel room. It's not a hotel, it's an apartment. Every time we came back, we had to look for cockroaches. It was awful. Luckily, we changed because we went from 3 to 5 people. When we changed places, there were no cockroaches, thank God. I do not deal with cockroaches, and Chris especially does not deal with those cockroaches. These gyoza, these are pan fried. It's a very classic way of cooking them in Japan, where they're fried on the pan and they're all like stuck together with the sauce. It's very normal. There was much more than this. We ordered like, I'd say 8 of these plates, kind of, and they had them in pork, in shrimp, and chicken. And why are they all crusted? Being crusted together is the classic Japanese way. That is normal. That is absolutely normal. I forget what the word for it is, but in Japan, you can order them. They don't do it in a row like this. They do it in a circle, but they basically stagger them in a circle, and it comes out like a big disc. So you have like 10 of them in a disc shape, you know? And that's normal. You gotta like jab at it with your chopsticks and break it apart. And the waitresses there, they were talking to us, and they were like, so where are you from? Like, have you been here before? We're like, no. Well, you know, a long time ago. Okay. If you've never seen it like this, it is a very specific way to do it. This is normal. I'm just saying, especially in Japan, you can definitely get it like this. So we were talking to the waitresses there. We're like, oh yeah, we're from Canada. And they're like, oh my God, Canada. That is so far away. And I'm like, just wait until you hear we're from the east end of Canada. They're like, wow, why are you here? And we told them about AX, and some of the waitresses are going to AX too. And yeah, we spoke to them. And that's the last time we heard from them. Because they said, oh, you know, maybe we'll see you at AX. And that's very unlikely. There are hundreds of thousands of people at AX. This is not going to happen, dude. I know a lot of people from AX also went to Japan Expo. Japan Expo is the biggest con in the world. That one takes place in France. Anyways, that's getting off topic. Yeah, they died. The hotel room, the apartment, was actually kind of nice. I didn't take all the pictures from there, but this is essentially one room. There were 4 different rooms. This is living room. They had 2 different bedrooms and 2 different... what's the word? Bathrooms. I can't believe that slipped my mind. They had 2 different bathrooms. And Chris had a bathroom all to himself. He saw a cockroach in there one time, refused to use it. That's his prerogative. Anyways, the next day, big bada boom, Six Flags. Because if you're gonna go to the US and you're with people, mostly lurking, no problem. Nice to have you here, Ryan. I'm sorry about all the bullying that you had to go through yesterday. When I get bored and I'm in chat, you know, I turn on the mean. But for now, we're just talking about LA. So, you're with people, right, that like amusement parks. You have to go to Six Flags, personally. Personally, I hate. How does that work? What? Why does that emote work in chat? I can't believe, Ovi, that emote works when I use the vertical, not the horizontal, the vertical chat. That's crazy. Yeah, Marcel, you aren't sorry. Well, you know, I thought it'd be polite if I apologized for it, but you're right, yeah. You're right, it was, you know, as long as you know that I don't actually mean any harm. It doesn't, hold on, let me open my other chat box. Does it work there? Oh, it does work there. Okay. Well, now we know it works on both of them. That's very cursed. I guess I had to update with your new emotes you added. Anyways, we went to an amusement park because we're two people that love amusement parks. I hate roller coasters. We went to Six Flags. It was awful for me. I'll tell you why. It's all roller coasters. They have so many roller coasters that the roller coaster enthusiasts want us. That wanted to go. By the end of the day, we're like, you know, I think I'm good on roller coasters. I think we've had enough roller coasters, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I hated the first one we went on. The first one we went on wasn't even that bad. This is the one that messed me up. I don't have any pictures of the actual roller coaster for this one. But, so what I hate in a roller coaster is the drop. I hate having the ceiling of your ass coming up from the seat. I hate the feeling of your stomach going into your throat. I don't mind the speed, but the drops really get me. X2 is the most intense roller coaster that they have at this Six Flags. And what makes it particularly bad is that it's a seat, you sit on it, and then it tilts you backwards. So when it raises you, you're in a sitting position. When you're going up, it puts you in a sitting position, facing away from the track. And when it drops you, it flips you over onto your head, and you go head down. Like, it's crazy. And what makes it even worse, right, is because the seats are tilted, even when you're going straight, you're tilted back, and you get that, it's just that falling feeling that I hate. It's just that. It is that the entire damn time, because there's nothing to push you into your seat, and it's at an angle where just going forward makes you feel like you're falling off of the seat. It's awful. I hate it. And Chris told me, this one's really fun. I bet you'll love it. I bet him that I would not only hate it, I would despise it. It was, I don't have any pictures of the actual roller coaster. It was horrendous. I was hyperventilating when I got off of this thing. I actually needed time to take a break and be like, I am dying, please give me a moment. I also accidentally bit off a chunk of the inside of my mouth in the middle of it, but that's besides the point. It was rough. You can get whiplash on it. It's very intense. So yeah, everything is roller coasters. Some of them were okay. X2 was not okay. Also, it was a really, really hot day. It was like 94, 95 that day, which translates to like low 30s, and with the sun, it got to high 30s. Which, or I guess if Ryan was listening, I don't know if he is, the American numbers in the 90s. Very hot. Normally, when I go to these places, I have a refillable water bottle. It didn't cut it. I actually had to get, I had to buy one of their refillable cups, like you can refill it any amount of times in this day, because I needed it. They had Powerade. As long as you have the cup, you can just fill it as much as you want Powerade. Drinking water all day, drinking Powerade, because you know you need those electrolytes. I still didn't go to the bathroom all day. Like, the dehydration was intense. Anyways, Six Flags, really, really known for their DC stuff. They had a lot of DC stuff there. Entire Hall of Justice. They had this thing, Riddler's Revenge. It is their profit. The cup was only $20. I refilled that cup, I don't know how many times. It was definitely over 15 times. I got my money out of refilling that cup. Just saying. Having all that Powerade was great. Riddler's Revenge. The reason I left this picture in, roller coaster, this one was also a pretty bad one, but for a different reason. It gave Chris motion sickness. That's not my problem. My problem was this is a standing coaster. This is my first time on a standing coaster. When I was there, the guy told me to bend my knees a little because, like, it's holding you up by the crotch. So, like, it's kind of take your balls off. It's kind of crazy. 20C of water? Well, I got things other than water. It was a full, like, proper large. It's like it was, the quantity of it was like a large at McDonald's, you know? It was a pretty big cup, to be fair. And if you're really feeling it, you just go fill it with Powerade, drain it, go back, fill it with Powerade, and hold on to that. Oh, 2 cents of water? Yeah, the Powerade is what was important, I'll be honest. And, you know, we could get some soft drinks as well. I didn't drink many soft drinks out of that. I had like 1 because that's a lot of sugar. But the electrolytes were helpful. Anyways, Riddler's Revenge. The guy told me to bend my knees a little in the harness. On a standing roller coaster, when you go up and downs, the gravity on your knees is so intense. I don't know why the guy told me to bend my knees, but the ride took like none of that. It felt like I was standing in a gravity machine. It was fucking insane. My knees, dude. That's pretty much it. I have this. That was to complain about that. Oh, right. This app doesn't work with videos. You can hear it, but like, let me just... I prepared for this, believe it or not. I'm gonna go to the next picture. So yeah, very, very DC focused, right? They have their own Batmobile, but here we go.
And keeping our citizens safe from crime. Batman.
They have DC shows.
We were once adversaries, but he is
I don't really know what they're saying.
Gotham City and its people time and time again. So,
but they had a show for DC, which that was cool. They had Batman come on and beat up the Joker and stuff. There was even a parade where Harley Quinn walked up to the stage. Can you imagine being in that Superman muscle suit in that heat? That's intense. That is so intense. I'm surprised that, like, he can survive that. Anyways, Batman. But also, Looney Tunes. I forgot, you know, Marvin the Martian had a dog. So they had a section for Looney Tunes. You can buy a bunch of, like, stuffed animals and, like, t-shirts and stuff for Looney Tunes. Didn't know that was a big Six Flags thing. My music stopped. Dude, every time with these ads. Anyways, they had some very cursed Looney Tunes. This one's particularly cursed. This one looks horrifying. What was wrong with Tweety's mouth? Oh, yeah. Well, it's still better than this. This is horrific. I don't know if this is an established character. Oh, wait, it is. It's his wife. I completely forgot that until now. Where, like, they had to rein him in by telling his wife, and his wife kind of just, like, dragged him back by the ear. He's like... Anyways. That was Six Flags. Yeah, I completely forgot he had a wife until, like, I thought about it for a second, you know? She was in the cartoons. Not often, but she was there. And she looks very cursed. But yeah, so there's actually no sidewalks out of Six Flags. You gotta go on foot if you're walking. You gotta walk across the streets. It's kind of sketch until you reach the sidewalks, which are not that close. But we made it without getting hit by a car, so that's a plus. They expect you to have a lift out, an Uber or something. Most of the people there were teenagers. They're getting lift from parents and stuff, you know? It's like, oh yeah, just come back at the end of the day, come pick us up. We walked out because nearby there was a California classic, In-N-Out. I did not know this was a California classic. This is something that they only have there. And I got the 3x3 and animal style fries. Chris his hand is there stealing my food. The reason is the menu at In-N-Out consists of a cheeseburger, a double-double, ice cream, and fries. That's their menu. A 3x3 and a 4x4 are not on the menu. Animal style burger, not on the menu. Animal style fries, also not on the menu. Their fries are really mediocre, by the way. Wouldn't recommend not getting their fries if you're there. If you're gonna get them some way, get it animal style. That's the established way to do it. Everyone agrees animal style is the right way to do it. Or another trick is you order them well done, because a well done fries is they fry it a second time, makes it extra crispy. But yeah, most people just get animal style fries, and Chris and my sister were looking at it and thinking like, where the hell was that on the menu? Where did you get that? You just gotta know, man. Apparently the 3x3 is what I ordered. It's the most uncommon thing to order, because most people just jump to the 4x4. And in hindsight, I should have just gotten the 4x4. My friend told me, if you're feeling hungry, get the 4x4. I wasn't feeling particularly hungry, but I should have gotten the 4x4 anyways, because I eat a lot. Should have taken that into account. So the next day was a break day. We headed off towards what we call a beach. I actually met up with my buddy in this mall, and I got attracted to this store is Animate. Animate is a really big chain of anime stores across Japan. And ignore that no photo sign. The no photo signs, there's a bunch of signatures to the right. There's some really cool signatures there. But anyways, I took a picture of this because I gotta flex my love for VTubers. They had a standee for Ina there, and I absolutely appreciate that. I love that they had a standee for Ina there. Their stock was actually straight from Japan. But the problem with that is that they marked up the prices pretty bad. An acrylic stand that normally would go for like $10, they were selling for like 30, 35, sometimes 45, depending on the acrylic stand. Kind of crazy on markup. But I did get to look for one book that I'm missing. I own the full series of Flying Witch in Japanese. I am missing volume 11. I was spending time looking for that. Of course they didn't have it. This entire trip they didn't have it. They actually had a book off there. Their book off is surprisingly Western. So a book off is another Japanese chain of stores where they sell manga, they sell, strategy guides for games, they sell figures, they sell consoles, old consoles, Game Boys and stuff. The book off in LA, the one we went to, was surprisingly Western. They had a bunch of Western books, no manga, and they were selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I don't trust eBay. Also, they don't sell on Amazon the Japanese version of the book, only the English version, which is that's a shame. I'm probably gonna end up in Japan another time. I'll try to find it then. It probably won't be that hard to find. And even so, I can just use Japanese Amazon to be like, get me volume 11. It's good that I found volume 9 though, because I was actually missing. I had volumes 1 to 8, volume 10, and volume 12. Which incidentally meant, right before leaving Japan, that I was missing volumes 9 and 11. That's just how it happened. I did find volume 9 on the last day in Japan, or second to last day in Japan, so I solved that problem. Still missing volume 11. Anyways, we went to the beach. This is Redondo Pier. Very nice place. Not much you can say about it. It's a lot cooler here. If you're by the ocean, you get that beautiful sea breeze, It cools down the air so much. It makes the sun so much less bad. Really pretty place. Really cool water. A lot of things to do there. A lot of stores and stuff. You can just walk along the water forever. This actually connects. This is a bit south, but it connects to Santa Monica Pier. And I believe on the day we were here at Redondo Beach, there was a fight at Santa Monica Pier where someone got stabbed. and I think 3 people went to the hospital, which is actually hilarious because if you don't know, Santa Monica Pier is the thing that they modeled San Andreas after. Not the pier, but LA's San Andreas, and the pier in San Andreas in GTA 5 is Santa Monica Pier. It looks like it, like, exactly. So, yeah, it was GTA IRL, you know. Got some more pictures of the coastline. That's the actual beach. Beach is really cool. I hate beaches. Too much sand. Sand gets everywhere. I don't want to be quoting Anakin over here, but sand certainly gets everywhere. A lot of boats. Toby's not here. I know Toby would appreciate boats. Hold on, I have a Discord message. I'm just checking that real quick. Okay, all good. So yeah, a lot of boats. Toby really likes boats. You can wash the sand off, but getting wet makes sand get on you again. And it gets in your swimming trunks. And it chafes. And it sucks. Basically, the sand is only a problem if you're wet. I don't mind it so much if you don't go in the water. The water was a bit cold, though. A lot of birds there, by the way. If you look at the rocks, all covered in shit. There's a lot of pelicans and seagulls. The seagulls, they were big. But yeah, we went on the beach. Beach. What can I say? It's a beach. It was nice. We chilled there for a few hours. After that, Dwight had to go. And I was stuck once again with my sister and Chris. And we got drinkies. Got the bevs. This place actually had a really cool list of drinks that I've never heard of before. So I got to try some different ones from other parts of the world. I got a Swedish one, which was actually really good. I don't remember the name of it, but it was actually really good. Let me look it up real quick. I have it on my phone. Yeah, bevies! Bevies! Yeah! I had to tell my sister what to get because she doesn't know anything about alcohol. I got Chimay. That's what I got. Chimay, very good. Kind of reminiscent of Delirium. Big fan of Delirium. Both Swedish drinks. They're tasty. What can I say? After that, though, got some food. Always gotta have the pictures of food. Little thing calamari. Got some fried fish. Some fried shrimp. Pretty standard stuff. It was okay. I know that California is on the coast. I didn't know if they would have very good seafood. Turns out they did have pretty good seafood. What can I say? It was enjoyable. But of course, we're there. Sun's setting. All the birds kind of went home. The rocks are disgusting. They actually have seals here sometimes. What? It's on the coast? On the ocean. What's wrong with that? I'm just gonna wait to see what you have to say about that. Okay. I knew they were on the coast. I knew they would have seafood. Just because you're on the coast doesn't mean you can do seafood well. They have fresh seafood, you know. I was told that California seafood can be really questionable. I don't know who told me that. I believed them for a moment. Turns out they were lying to me, at least from what I had, because the seafood was solid. I expected it to be because they're on the coast. I expect the seafood to, like, be decent if you're on the coast because you have access to all the good shit. Anyways, Dwight was long gone. He drove us here. We had to take a bus from here an hour and a half back to the apartment. That was one of the sketchiest bus rides I've ever taken in my life. It's true. The restaurants would not last long if they didn't do it well. But maybe they just lower the standard of seafood, you know? But there were people getting on that bus. So the bus system in LA, it's really cheap. It's $1.50 for a ride. And if you hit $5 for the day, it's free for the day. They have a daily cap. Over here, where I live, it's $5.50 for a ride without a cap. So you're paying $10, $11 to get to a place and come back. What is that garbage in comparison to $1.50? When I say $1.50, maybe it was $1.25. I don't really know. Anyways, at night, really sketchy people use that transit system. Once it gets dark, they get on the bus and they just start screaming. I don't know what they're screaming. You have to scream at the reflection or something. I don't know. I was staring at the ground. It's really sketchy. Chris said they're like schizophrenic because like they're responding to shit that other people didn't say. They start screaming, and then I swear the person that sat in front of me was drunk and high because they're doing that like, you know that itch you have when you're on drugs? I don't know. Well, it's not something you've necessarily experienced, but you've seen people that are high on drugs get like this weird like itch thing. They move in weird ways. The lady that sat in front of us was doing that exact same thing, but she was also drunk. And she got off at the same stop as us. And she had a big gulp, which is so standard for like crazies. And big gulps are really cheap, so you always have them around when these things happen, right? She's just like teetering and like twisting and pouring it all over the grounds. And God damn it. Stupid music. Chris got off in front of her. She almost dumped her big gulp on him. I don't think he noticed. I told him afterward. He said he didn't notice. She almost dumped that thing down his back, and that would have been atrocious. Oh my God. Anyways, that was our break day. Because the next day, bada bing, Universal. Honestly, you're surrounded by tourists. You're surrounded by a group you're part of. It immediately becomes a lot less sketch. Honestly, it was so scary when we're like a group of 3. At least we're like above 6 feet, you know? Like me over here being 5'13", that helps. That certainly helps. But a small, like, girl on her own? That's scary. We had a grocery store near us at the apartment, and I would go there with Chris, and we would buy stuff, you know, for breakfast, so we can, you know, make some eggs or whatever. And we came back, and we were standing behind this small girl, and, dude, she kept checking over her shoulder. She was scared of us. What's really awkward is we were going to the same building. Yeah, it's definitely a lot less sketch when you have to pay to get into somewhere. In hindsight, I was thinking when I was planning this trip, right? We could just take public transit. It'll be fine. Hindsight, rent a car. Driving may be a bit difficult, but it's far less scary. Anyways, Universal. That was cool. I enjoyed Universal. They have the mystery machine there. I don't really know why. They didn't have any Scooby-Doo anything, just the mystery machine. They also have the DeLorean. There's no Back to the Future ride or anything. It's just the DeLorean. That's cool. They had the music playing. I do like Back to the Future. They have... You know, I don't really watch The Simpsons. I don't know much about it, but they have Krusty Land. That's actually a ride. You go in there, it is one of those, like, it lifts you up and it tilts you depending on what's happening on the screen, and you have this, like, big 3D experience, and it moves you around, and it was giving everyone motion sickness. I don't have motion sickness because I just don't. So I didn't have a problem with it. But there are definitely motions in there that were really, really rough. At one point, Maggie turns into a giant, and your cart gets sent flying into her mouth, and she starts, like, sucking you like a binky. So it, like, lurches forward, back and forth a few times before she spits you out and you go flying. And that really... That really bothered a lot of the people that were with me on that ride. Okay, I don't know how else to describe it. She turns into a giant and sucks you like a binky. Basically, the serial killer dude with the spiky hair, he cuts up the tracks and you go off track, and Maggie ends up in the radiation things and turns into a giant. I don't know. It's Simpsons stuff, you know? It was crazy. Crazy, immersive ride. But we walked right by it. Our choice was to come back to it. Yeah, Sideshow Bob. That's his name. Sorry, I don't watch The Simpsons, so I don't actually know his name. So, Universal's built on a hill. There's the entire upper area, which has The Simpsons. It has... I don't know what else. I'll be honest, it has The Simpsons. Oh, it has Despicable Me. It has Shrek up there. It has Kung Fu Panda. It has Secret Life of Pets. It has... what else was up there? Anyways, it's a bunch of, like, DreamWorks movies. The entire lower area, though. So there are, like, 5 escalators heading down. Everyone is rushing to Nintendo Land. That's the new hot shit. So down here, The Mummy, Transformers, Nintendo Land. There's another one I'm forgetting. Jurassic World. All down here. Very cool. So naturally, Super Nintendo World. That was the goal of going there. It is pretty much the same as Japan. The one in Japan is more crowded and it's more expensive. That's why I didn't go in Japan. Also, there's other things I want to see in Japan. I'm not going to waste time going to Universal when I know that, like, oh, I'm going to Universal next year. Not Universal, LA. If I'm going to LA, might as well head to Universal. It was planned from over a year ago, believe it or not, that I would be here. The place is cool. Exiting the pipe, I don't know how to describe the feeling of, like, you're really immersed in that world, man. It's impressive what they have done. Only problem is, as you can see, not a cloud in sight. Which means it is bright, it is sunshiny, I am blind as hell, and normally, when I'm being blinded by the light, I stare at the ground. Because the ground is typically black, or some form of gray. The pipes do make noises, but it's kind of at random. Because there's so many people passing through the pipe that, like, they can't really time it for each person, you know? You have, like, tens of people walking through at a time. But I do have sunglasses and a hat. I was wearing them. It was still too bright. The main problem is my reflex is always to look down. Because down is... I can save my eyes from the sunshine. The ground here is yellow. It reflects the sun back into your face and makes you even more blind. Which I guess is on me. I learned here, don't look at the ground. Anyways, there's going to be a video later. I say later, I don't know where the video was placed. The timing on the files is kind of weird, but there's a video showing from walking from inside to out there. It is a really cool experience. Honestly, I can't really describe it. When you walk out, it's like, wow. It's so cool. Oh. Well, Speak of the Devil was the next thing over. Let's give it an open. 727. That's our guy. There we go. Yeah, just don't have eyes. So, this is the entranceway. And, you know, you're a bit blinded because it's so bright, but it really just opens up in this really cool way. And you just have the entire area. And they had a toad there. We came back later in the day because we wanted to go to the store there. They have a toad. They had a little dude in a toad costume taking pictures with kids. I hope he did the toad voice. I didn't go take a picture with him, but I hope he did the toad voice. Actually, I guess mascots don't really talk. Yeah, they don't talk in amusement parks like these because it ruins the immersion. Which, okay. So we went into Bowser's Castle. Super Nintendo World is cool and all that. The main problem is there's only one ride, which is the Mario Kart ride. So I have a few pictures in the lineup of the Mario Kart ride, which is here. This is... It really winds around. Mario Kart ride. Mario Kart ride. Mario Kart ride. Mario Kart ride. So you wind inside underneath, you go through the mines, you go through the main building, you go into his castle, you got a big old Bowser there, you walk past all of these like trophies, all of these Mario Kart stuff. Here's Bowser's throne. It's kind of blurry. I don't have a steady hand. Bowser's throne, and he has a picture of Peach on it, because he's a little bit of a freak. A little bit. Pictures of Peach around his castle, like, he's kind of a stalker. Just a tiny bit. You know, they have some outfits. I mean, it's not outfits you wear, but it's like, they're there. But this is the only ride. Hell of a long lineup. We were there for, I think, 90 minutes. Okay. That's the last one I have of the ride. So the ride itself is you're in a cart and you have these AR goggles that slot onto this hat that they make you wear. And that thing tells you when you have to turn left and right, and it gives you a score. Left, right, and then you have little buttons to shoot shells, and you shoot where you're looking. So it's a bit disorienting where I'm kind of used to looking where I'm turning, so if I turn right, I'm going to look right. But sometimes you have to, like, turn right, look left to aim your shot and shoot and hit things. And they give you points for every time you turn right and every time you hit something. And as you go, you pick up question mark blocks, you get more shells. You get more shells than in the game. In the game, you get, like, up to 3 shells tops. You get 1 shell, maybe 3, and if it's 3, they rotate you. In this game, they give you 10 to 20. Because, you know, it would be kind of boring if they gave you 1 at a time, right? So you have, like, 20 shells to use before the next question mark block comes around, which they don't come around too often. But you have to hit all of Bowser's kids. They tell you who the bad ones are, and you don't want to hit your... You don't want to hit your, the good guys, you know, Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, all of them. Those are the ones you don't want to hit. But you do want to hit the bad guys, and they reward you for that. And they penalize you for hitting the good guys. And they give you a score at the end. And this is really funny because me and Chris, we have this ongoing competition where we play these augmented reality games where they give you a score, where they mark you based on how you do. And he got a score of 69, which means by the ride standard, he failed. They tell you that you should get a score above 100 to win, and if you're under 100, then you're a miserable failure at life and you should kill yourself. I got 127, so I get to laugh at Chris. And this is the 5th time in a row where he has failed to beat me in one of these shoot things while you ride the ride games. There was another one in Universal. Naturally, he still lost. I feel bad for the people that were sitting behind me on the one he lost because I was just chiding him on the entire time. Me like, hey Chris, what's with that score? Hey Chris, do better. Yeah. I'm a bit obnoxious like that. Anyways. I know you're not supposed to take pictures in a bathroom. This isn't the bathroom. They don't really have mirrors there for some reason. But they do make it seem like you're underwater. And that was really cool. This is a really cool mural that they have in the bathroom. So they have the Transformer areas right next to the Super Mario area. I have more pictures in the Super Mario area. They kind of take... They kind of sorry, I was reading what you were saying, Ovi. So I have more pictures in that area. The only problem is that they have people in them that don't necessarily want to be seen, so I'm not going to show them. They have a store, and you can buy... The headbands are really cool, so you can get headbands where there's like a little Yoshi plush on it, so it looks like Yoshi sitting on your head. But actually, I'm a fan of Boo. because Boo is great. Teresa? Gotta love Teresa. That's the Japanese name. If you can read Japanese, there are some shirts that say Teresa on them in Japanese using katakana, which is very fun. I actually did end up getting one. But they also have, you know, Toad's hat. So I guess we can confirm that that is in fact a hat because you can buy it as a hat. It looks very cursed. There are some people that are walking around wearing them like, wow, dude. I wouldn't, but good on you. I absolutely would not do that. But yeah, they had Transformers. So we left the area because we're going to come back. So there is the Toad Cafe in that area. And the Toad Cafe has a really long line and you have to reserve. So we had a reservation for a few hours later and we were just going to come back when our reservation was. So you leave and you go to the Transformers area, right? Their costumes for like the meet and greets, they're so cool. I don't know how they make it look so good, but it looks so good. And they've been like that for years. This is an old ride. We did go on the ride. It's a very old ride, and it's exactly as I remember it. But the costumes have always looked so cool. And I appreciate that. It has been an hour and we haven't even reached AX yet. Oh my god. Anyway, Transformers costumes, very cool. Transformers ride, very cool. Would recommend. So after that, we had time. We went back to... Oh, wait. I didn't have any pictures of it because we had to put our phones away. There was one, quote, intense ride where you have to rent a locker. The locker rental is free. And you have to jump all your stuff in there because the ride is fast and twists and you can drop all your shit and lose it. So... Sorry, my friend was just insulting Reincarnated as a sword and I had to rip into him. So yeah, we went on The Mummy's Revenge. And that was a very interesting ride. I have never been on that ride as far as I know. It's like 10 years old, but I haven't been on it. And there's this mummy there who's like, oh, it's the mummy's curse. And then they launch you. That's what I didn't expect. I didn't know. I knew it was going to be fast because they make you put your stuff away. I did not expect them to have a propulsion system to just launch you into the dark like that. So you really go from zero to hauling ass in a few seconds. And then you come to a stop and they have this guy being eaten by scarabs. And to scare you, they have underneath the seats these like brushes that brush on the back of your leg to be like, oh, scarabs. And Chris freaked out. He tried to jump out of the moving roller coaster as it started to move backwards. Just a little warning for that ride. It moves backwards for a while. Motion sickness, not great. Not great for the motion sickness. Let me fix my music again. So it's not great for motion sickness. I'm fixing my mouse. And it launches you backwards and you're hauling ass backwards before it starts going forwards again. That was really cool. I did not know it would do that. And that's the kind of roller coaster I like because there's no drop. It's just fast. It's kind of like the Aerosmith ride in Disney. It just makes you, it just launches you, right? Very cool. I enjoy it. So after that, we go to the Toadstool Cafe. I have a bunch of pictures from inside. It's really cool. Their wet floor signs are very cool. I like how thematic that is. That's very funny. But inside you have, you know, Chef Toad telling you about the different meals and the different things you can order. And then you order it and then you sit down. It is actually very big on the inside. They knew that they'd have a huge crowd and they really accommodated for it. So yeah, big difference between the different Nintendo lands is this is a little plastic bowl. It is a thick plastic, but you get to keep the bowl. So I'd have this now. I transport it to my home. I'll be honest, the bulbous head, a bit hard to transport. The one in Japan is ceramic, and you cannot take it with you. So the one in Japan, you do not buy. So it does make it a bit cheaper to buy it in Japan. But hey, you get to keep the bowl. The bowl itself costs like 20 bucks. The soup costs 20 bucks in the bowl, so... I guess you're getting some soup with it. The soup was decent though. Give him that. So there's a Luigi burger. It is a chicken, I don't want to say parm. It's not chicken parm burger. Chicken, what's it called? Like a vegetable sauce. There's a name for it. Pesto, chicken pesto. Yeah, it's a chicken pesto burger. That's it. And then there's a little, see the tiramisu in the back there. This is the cake. So I just, went all out. I was here, I'm like, screw it. I am ordering the soup. I got Bowser's Big Meatball, which was, it was okay. It's a 1 pound meatball covered in a ton of cheese and sauce. It's a bit spicy. It tastes like sausage meat, kind of. So it wasn't fantastic. It was okay. The cake was better. I did enjoy the cake. The cake was good. I don't like coffee, so, yeah, I had Bowser's ball. Dwight had Bowser's other ball. So, And then, so this is inside the container. So you ask, is it openable? Yes, it is. Inside is was a mushroom soup. The mushroom soup is actually good. It tasted good. I don't know what to say. It was good. I'd have it again. I think my favorite thing on the top left there was that drink. The drink was really good. The drink was tasty. It was fruity. It was tangy. It was refreshing. It had little bursting balls in it. I guess getting all the bursting balls is... Yeah, this is the part where it's a shame that's not ceramic. I don't think they would have so many of them. Like, they wouldn't sell them like this if it was ceramic. It is a very solid plastic, though. I give them that. Ceramic definitely would have been harder to transport back. But I did, as you said, I kind of just stuffed it with socks. But that drink is very good. Just hard to get the bubbles. If I could order it without ice, I would. But honestly, really tasty. So after that, make sure, okay, everyone's done with Nintendo Land. We go all the way back upstairs. The foil comes out. So the white bowl is actually just a bowl. So the foil thing was just to keep this thing clean. I'm showing with my mouse, even though I don't have my mouse showing on stream. So the white part is the bowl itself. And they put the foil in there because people keep the bowls, right? So they want to keep it clean. It's also not an option to keep the bowl. You have to keep the bowl. I guess you can leave it on the table if you don't want it. But the foil is specifically to keep the bowl clean so people can bring it home. Which, it's nice that they do that. But the foil is, like, I don't have the foil anymore. I just have the plastic bowl. And I'm trying to make room for it somewhere on the shelf. I don't know where I'm going to put that thing, man. Anyways, that was the last thing we did, Super Nintendo World. Chris really wanted to buy a shirt, and he spent all day debating if he should buy this shirt. Because there's multiple stores where you can buy the shirt. Yeah, on the presentation side, yeah, you're right. It doesn't make it look great, but... We naturally went to Harry Potter Land! Because you have to. I have been here 3 times now. I went to the one in Florida twice. This is essentially the same thing. Always love going to Harry Potter Land. Gotta get that butterbeer, man. So good. So sugary, but great. Love the Hogsmeade. Love the Hogwarts. Naturally, we went on the Hogwarts ride. Very fun. I enjoyed it. Again, I've been on it 3 times. I knew what to expect. There is a big Aragorn, whatever his face is, the giant spider. There's a giant one of him in that ride, and Chris has been on the ride before, and I don't know why it caught him by surprise. I don't know, he screamed, dude. He screamed like a little girl on the ride. Like, bro, you've seen it before. Anyways, we didn't come for the light show at the end of the day because everyone's seen the light show in our group. I did pick up some... I have it on my desk here. Let's see if I can... That tapping. I got Birdie Bots every flavored beans. Now, I've had these before, but the last time I was in Hogsmeade, they came in cardboard boxes. You can still buy them in cardboard boxes if you don't care about the container, but they sell them in metal containers now, which is why I'm tapping on. And now I can get rid of the... I can get rid of the cardboard one now. I have the metal one. The only problem is I have to make it through these beans. Some of these beans are disgusting. But at least I get the little metal container. I really like the metal container. It's cool. I can use it to store stuff as well if I really want to. So, there's that. Bought that. So we went to the Simpsons area next. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know his name, but they have a life-size version of him there. This was in Moe's. You give the bad ones to friends, yeah. So this was in Moe's restaurant. You can actually buy a flaming Moe here, but we didn't really want to stop because we had other things to see. Oh, Barney, that's his name? Okay. So behind Barney there is a love machine where you can test your compatibility with your significant other. Naturally, I tested my compatibility with Chris, and naturally we got the highest Casanova. It was very funny. I kind of wanted to get a flaming Moe just on the basis that, like, it's a classic thing that you can get, and I would have been down for some alcohol. I'm not against it. But we didn't have time. You can also buy the Simpsons donuts here, and you can buy them in giant form as well. If you want a big sugary treat, like, I think getting a Simpsons donut is worthwhile. If you watch The Simpsons, I think it's worthwhile to get just for that photo op, you know? You don't get that exact edible Simpsons donut very often, so it's cool. I would say it's worth doing once. We didn't have time, unfortunately, but it's worth doing for sure. I'll be honest, I don't know what this was. Oh, I look great in that pic, yeah. That's exactly what I look like. Verbatim. So, I don't know why there's this little French area. I think there's a little French restaurant there. Everything here was French. I was like, cool, I'll take a picture. Atelier des Fleurs. Chanson Couture. Oh, Boutique Chanson Couture. Gotta crack out that French every once in a while. I don't really know why this was here. But it was on the way to the Despicable Me area. Dude, I speak French to everyone. You know, I wanted to. There was a French restaurant there, and I wanted to go in and be like, you know, just crack out the French, see? I asked my friends, it's like, you think they speak French there? Just go into the store. Est-ce que vous avez du pain? French is a tourist attraction in America, okay. On peut continuer complètement en français. Si c'est des mignons. Mignons, pas mignons, là. Minions! I can't say mignon because even though that would be like the French pronunciation, mignon means cute. Minions. There was a Minions ride, a Despicable Me Minions cafe, where the food, you can see it in the bottom right, the food looks radioactive. I didn't have any of it, but it's crazy. We ended up here because to the left of this building is the Secret Life of Pets ride, which Chris really wanted to go on because he said it is one of the best experiences in Universal. According to Reddit, this is one of the most like technologically advanced rides. So we went on Secret Life of Pets. And this is actually in the line. The line broke down, okay? Not the line. The ride broke down. And so if you don't know anything about Secret Life of Pets, it's about these pets that live in an apartment that have little secret lives. When their owners leave them, they all kind of get together, hang out, they act like animals, but they're smart. So you walk between a bunch of apartments in the lineup, and you pass through some rooms which have fake couches, TVs, things like that. And the ride broke as soon as we got past that point where it's like count. You know, there's that point where they count people off, and they say, okay, this many people can continue. The ride broke down after that point, so there was no one behind us, so we backtracked in the line while the ride was broken and just chilled in this room, and we had a very cool little waiting room with a TV, with little videos going while we waited. Very cool. But the ride had a lot of animatronics on it. Oh, there we go. This is, let me open that next video. So this is the actual ride. Not very exciting, but you can see where a lot of their technology went, where all of the animatronics are, why people like it. It's a very calm ride. They do spray you with water, though. The story of this ride is that you are puppies that are... They want to be adopted, so you go through all of this area. They're trying to set up a party, an adoption party, and they have to wash you, so they spray you with water and then they blast you with cold air. These are the main characters, by the way. These two, or well, really Max is. So that's the ride, and then we went on the Despicable Me ride. I guess I skipped those pictures. We went on the Despicable Me ride. It was fine. I'm pretty sure I'd been on that one before. And we also went on the Kung Fu Panda experience. Which... I don't know what to say about that. It was an experience. Things happened. We were on moving seats. Things happened. It was like a movie. It's like a movie theater where the seats move. That's the best way I could describe it. I've been on something similar. Last time I was in Universal, it was the Shrek experience. Shrek experience wasn't good. I'll just be honest. Shrek experience, not good. But the Kung Fu Panda one was pretty good. I would do that one again. I like how they take up the entire area you're in. So there's projections on the walls, not just the screen in front of you. Like, the walls break away and stuff. It's pretty cool. Okay, this picture I just want to take... I thought it was funny. So they actually made new designs somewhat recently. I don't remember when they made these new designs for the houses, for their emblems. Very simple designs, very cool. I like them a lot. But I thought it was funny that they had all of these notebooks lined up. And what are the ones that are missing? Of course, it's Ravenclaw. Because who would be using notebooks? Of course, it'd be Ravenclaw. I'm sure they sell more Ravenclaw notebooks than any of the others, because people who are Ravenclaw are more inclined to get a notebook. And I thought that was pretty funny, that those are the ones that are missing, because those are the ones that care. Oh yes, Ovi. I sent you this picture before. This was unbelievable. This is still in Universal, in the Universal area. When you're leaving, there's a bunch of stores. They had Nanaland shirts! Who's buying these? They are so cursed. Who likes Nanaland? I don't know. I don't know why these are a thing. I wouldn't wear them. I'm gonna be right back. You kind of want the It's Okay Bernie shirt? Dude, all of these are horrible. All of these exist for a reason. I don't know that reason. They exist, though. They're certainly in existence. Although, thinking about it, you know, you say that episode was a fever dream. I feel like half of the episodes of Nanoland were a fever dream. They're insane. Like, who came up with that? The only one I remember is with the lollipop. And she's going, lolly? It's like, yes, that's a lolly. And then her face kind of contorts as she shoves it in there. Nanoland's a decent meme. Apparently, it's decent enough that they're selling Nanoland shirts. Moving on. We went to a zoo. So after Universal, the next day, it's another, like, take it a bit slower day. Because this is July 3rd. This is the day before AX starts. We went to a zoo. And you can see, right under the rock, there's a little meerkat head. Look at the little guy. The thing about going to a zoo in LA is that it's so hot there that the animals sleep or hide from the sun, which is completely fair. If I was an animal, I'd also hide from the sun. So it's just too hot for them. So they just sleep that part away, and then a lot of the animals get moved to their, like, sleeping quarters during the night. So a lot of the animals are kind of hard to see. But there's a meerkat. He's chilling there. That's kind of cute. He's a lad. Got some piranhas. Otters. The otter was moving. Otter didn't care about the heat. I guess it's unfair because the otter has water to swim in. It's easy for the otter. But, we stood there watching the otter for a while. Chris is a big fan. Big fan of otters, that guy. I mean, otters are cute, but it's an otter. Tapir, as you can see, just chilling in the shade, because the shade actually makes a difference. This is not a fox, this is a wolf. I don't remember what kind of wolf it is. The wolf, though. Still just sleeping, because it's too hot to deal with anything else. He looks kind of small. Turns out they have really long legs. Say tapir? Okay. As you can see, the tapir. I can't do his voice. That was very nasal. This is more like Squidward. The tapir. Yes. This is a wolf with long legs. Normally live in the mountains, something like that. Very cute, fuzzy little guy. Still sleeping. Most of the pictures are going to be of animals sleeping. That one's not sleeping. That's an eagle. Very American. Oh, there's a better picture. Why did I include the fuzzy picture if I had this picture? Oh well. Yeah, this guy was chilling there. The giraffes were moving. Eating stuff. Did I call it a fox? It's a wolf. That thing is a wolf. If I said fox, that was my bad. It's a wolf. It kind of looks like a fox. Ovi, you didn't have to send me that. That is some cursed garbage. Nanoland, yep. They had giraffes. Giraffes were the easiest things to see. Oh, no, it is a wolf. Okay, I'm just making sure. It's a wolf, not a fox. It looks like a fox. I thought it was a fox, but there was a worker there who corrected me. It's a very specific type of wolf that looks like a fox. The giraffes are the easiest to see. They were kind of just standing there eating. This thing. I forget what it's called. It is... People didn't think it existed for a very long time. What's it called again? It's like part zebra. Okapi, that's it. It's the okapi. Okapi. Okapi? Whatever. It's like, it has like zebra legs. It has like a horse body. Doesn't quite have a horse head. People didn't think this existed. This was a cryptic for a long time because people were like, yo, it's part zebra. And other people were like, no, you're lying to me. That doesn't exist. Turns out it did exist, and we know the Okapi exists now. I don't know when it was fully discovered, thinking about it, but I do know that animals you would never expect to be real, you know, or that you never expected to people not believe in are actually were cryptids at one point. Like the gorilla, people didn't believe that existed. It was like, oh, a big black man was sitting around my campfire. Like, yeah, okay, like, you're lying. So up until 100 years ago, people didn't think gorillas were real. They thought they were made up. 100 years isn't that long of a time. So it's kind of crazy. I feel like gorillas are pretty common nowadays. Everyone knows what a gorilla is, you know? But back then, it was a bit different. The Okapi was the same, but like, come on. The Okapi and the platypus, those sound made up as hell. Yeah, you took a bunch of parts and slapped them together. Yeah, that exists. Okay. Yeah, no. We got little kitty. This is a little kitty. I don't know what the little kitty is. Cute, though. Was awake. There's the other cryptid, Mr. Gorilla. Not really a cryptid anymore. And there's the zebra. Hell yeah. Zebra. Imagine gorillas would be a big territorial and may kill discoverers. Yeah. It might have been an ocelot. Yeah, it looks like an ocelot. Yeah, I think that's an ocelot. You're right, it's an ocelot. Gorilla. Then the zebra, naturally, with its big dong hanging out. And there were some goats. That was really cool. They built like a fake mountain for these goats, and the goats were climbing. It's cool. Got the long snout crocodile. This was a very angry toad. Talk about animals that wanted to get out of their enclosure. This toad was charging at the glass. You didn't see the hawk leg? Yeah, I actually didn't notice it when I was going through the pictures until then. So I'm just gonna move on before, you know, if Twitch has something to say about that. Oh, angry toad. Then there's some turtles. They had enclosures with sea creatures and snakes, and you know, I gotta love the tarantula ones. Certainly love the tarantula ones. But even inside, a lot of the animals, a lot of the lizards and stuff, they were chilling. They were surely just hanging out. And then when we're on our way out, because we have to pass the meerkats again, look at the little guy. He's out and about. It was cooler at this point. It was like 5 p.m., so the worst of the sun had passed. Meerkats come and hang out. Cute little guy. That's Timon. Chris did not know Timon, like Timon and Pumbaa, was a meerkat. He looks like Timon. Kind of. Sort of. Meerkat. And then after that, in the same area, so this is all around Griffith Park, there is an observatory. Very famous observatory called Griffith Observatory. Crazy. Griffith Park, Griffith Observatory. You would never guess. My sister actually wanted to see the Hollywood sign. She didn't care really from where. She didn't want to walk up to it, but she wanted to at least see it, because we've never actually seen the Hollywood sign. And from Griffith Observatory, you can very, very well see it. It's pretty clear from up there. We didn't walk up to it. That's as close as we got, but we got a good shot of it. Got a very nice view. So that's the observatory. Inside, it's actually free to enter. There is some paid stuff in there. They have an observatory. I guess it's an observatory. It's a star show thing that, like, where you sit in the chair and you can see star stuff. It lasts like 20 minutes. There's a huge lineup for the get the tickets to get in there. Somewhere up there is a Rip Ken Block sticker. What? Anyways, from up there, you get a pretty nice view of the city. You can see their telescope. Very fancy telescope. You can't get up close to it. There's a barrier in the way. So this is taken through a piece of glass. And they have a bunch of these telescopes. Can't say I exactly know how they work, even though there's like explanations on the inside on how they work. But there's information on each of the planets, like what would you weigh on that planet? There was, you know, Albert Einstein and his contributions to space. This was food afterwards, don't worry about it. But yeah, it was a lot of cool information, and it was free, you know? I didn't expect it to be so crowded, especially since you have to walk up a hill to get there. But it's definitely someplace I could imagine would be good for bringing kids, you know? Just take a little day trip over there. Teach kids the wonders of space. You can touch a piece of Mars, you know? Really cool. And they have a place called the Leonard Nimoy Hall. You tell them it's built by Spock himself, even though that's not true. But still, you can learn a lot from the place. It's kind of like a science center that's only focused on space. I would definitely bring some kids there. Very fun little area. Although, at this point, walking around all day, kind of tired, you know? Anyways. Food. We went to get barbecue. Oh, there's Santa Monica Pier. So this is not all of the food that we bought, obviously. I bought some deviled eggs. I got some tri-tip. We got a full rack of ribs and a chicken fried steak. A la American classic. Chicken fried. And it was good, except I'm kind of surprised that they ran out of barbecued zebra hog. Oh, thank you, Ovi. I needed that as a I definitely need that as a mental image. These are sausages. One of them is jalapeno cheddar with some cream corn and coleslaw on the side. It was really funny. Chris ordered grits, and I was so surprised that Chris ordered grits, because I'm like, there is absolutely no way Chris likes grits. So the grits show up, and you know what he says when they show up? Why aren't these tater tots? I thought they would be tater tots. And I'm like, what part of grits makes you think these are tater tots? So he gave them away to someone else. And that was that. He is a very picky eater, that guy. He will not eat. He likes chicken noodle soup, but he doesn't like it when there's chicken in there. And that just boggles my mind. He says, the chicken is too wet. Whatever the hell that means. I'm just complaining at this point. So yeah, we had some good barbecue. They ran out of brisket and pulled pork. It wasn't even that late when we got there. It was like 7:30, and they were out of brisket and pulled pork. Like, of all things to run out of, that was on half of their menu items, man. Anyways, we're still not at AX. But this is the day of AX. The 4th of July. Why do I have this picture? This is Santa Monica Pier. I did a 5K run on that day. I have a picture of the medal I got, and it's going to be at the end, because I only took a picture of it when I got home. So that's like 5 days later. But everyone gets a medal for finishing. And I came 38th place out of 130 people, and I think that's pretty good. That's the first race I've ever done. And I beat almost 100 people. That's pretty good. That's not bad. But I ran past. I didn't notice it when passing. I noticed it on the way back. Ran past Santa Monica Pier. This place, like I said before, looks exactly... It looks like it was taken out of GTA. It is amazing how close GTA got to the actual thing. Just look at that. It's like, right, this is exactly the same in this game. Even the roller coaster is exactly the same. That's so cool. I didn't know it was like that. 2 days before, someone got stabbed here. It was also at 7 a.m. that we were here. Still very cool. Because the runs have to take place in the morning. Perfect day for a run. it was like 70 degrees, which is like low 20s, 21 maybe, overcast. You get the sea breeze. Very cool day. Perfect day for running. Dwight did the 10K. I did the 5K. My sister also very bravely did the 5K. She's not really much of a runner, so that was pretty good. She came in 55th place. She was worried she was going to come last, yet she beat half the people, so I don't think that was a worry that she really needed to have. So we make it to AX. This is finally where we reached, like... I'm probably going to power through a lot of these images. I said it's going to be like a short stream. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go through pictures pretty fast. It's going to be a short stream. I'm a liar. AX. This place... I've been to a lot of really big conventions. I've been to New York. I've been to Seattle. This place was huge. They had an exhibition hall, which is normal, but the exhibition hall is so full, they need a second exhibition hall. And in the second exhibition hall, they have the artist alley. Huge area. You can take all day just going through the stuff there. But not only that, they have something called the entertainment hall. And I thought the entertainment hall would be, okay, like a small area where they have board games. Most conventions have a place where they have video games, board games, and the like. It was just essentially another exhibition hall. It was huge. Anyways, you can really get an idea for the scale of this place just here. It is so big. This is the, like, where most of the big areas go. So you can see Faku's there. You can see Sega. Cygames is there. They had an entire thing for Ultimate Muscle. I didn't get a picture of it, but I really should have. It was a bit overwhelming, to be honest. You walk in there, there's so many people. Little advice, if you go to conventions, do not go to conventions when they open unless you have a reason to be there when they open. The convention open, so you can start lining up at like 7 a.m. Convention, they let you start coming in at 8 a.m. and this area opens at 9 a.m. We got there at like 11 a.m. because if you get there at 8 a.m. when the gates open, you're in line for no reason. And then you're lining up for the exhibition hall, which you can just freely walk into anyways. There is no point going to a convention at opening hour unless A, it's your only day there, or B, you have a reason to be there, like a line or something to get into first thing in the morning. Otherwise, just show up like 30 minutes to an hour after opening time because it's going to be the same difference. They had a Gundam right out front. Big old Gundam. Not as big as the ones in Japan, obviously, but big old Gundam. Good Smile was so crowded. Good Smile Company makes Nendroids. They make Figmas. They are a very big distributor of figures. And more recently, very big distributor of HoloLive figures. I left in a lot of images of VTuber stuff, HoloLive, just because I am obviously a very big fan. A lot of people... a Figma is like a posable figure. It's like a figure with joints, and they try to hide the joints as well as they can, but you can make it take like multiple poses, and they have different props and stuff. I'll point out what a Figma is later. I do have a picture of some Figmas that they had on display. Okay, well, you didn't have to say that. But Good Smile was having a big thing with HoloLive, so the lineup, massive. They also had a panel. The lineup for the panel, I'll get to that when I get to that, but it was something else. Oh, we got a video. Let me pause that. I'm just gonna go to the next image. They had a big thing for the Love Live game. This game is actually on Steam. They were having demos there. I kind of wish I stopped to play it. I am a rather big fan of Love Live, so it would have been nice to give it a shot. I might buy it on Steam, but would not recommend if you're not a fan of Love Live, obviously. I'm a rather large fan of Love Live, so it works out for me. But let's check that video out. So this I didn't realize how blurry it would be that I should slow down. So, I have to rewind a bit. This was at the, I believe the Kotobukiya booth. You can see they have the Elf series. It's kind of blurry. They line up the elves. This is not even from an anime. They just call them the Elf Village series. These are really cute. The Bochi figures. I like Bochi. Bochi's a really good series about social anxiety. And then naturally we have Toho. They had a bunch of things on display. I don't know why I hit full screen there. I meant to X out. Yeah, all of the Elf Village series, they have like 8 or 9 of them now. They are all trash. Hey, Juthi! You showed up just in time because we just got to AX. Everything before this was talking about Six Flags, beaches, and Universal. Anyways, Love Live. They had yeah. So this booth was actually really cool. It was, what was the booth? It was, I threw out the paper. Kotobukiya? No, it was something that started with a K. They had an Amelia there, but what this booth that was selling that was really cool is they were selling prints. They were selling drawn prints of separate series that were signed by the characters and the authors. They were selling for like $100 each. I didn't buy one because it's like, how are you gonna bring that back? Dude, the frame's gonna get crushed. But honestly, really cool merch. Very cool. What else we got? We got One Piece. Gotta have One Piece. They weren't selling these, they're kind of like on display. It's like, oh, you know, they're coming. I actually really like this one, the Luffy one. A bit spoilery, but still a very, very cool concept. This is me. Like I said, I took a lot of pictures of like Hololive. They have a bunch of hand puppets. These are all pending approval, and they're going to be in claw machines in the future. It's information about what Hololive is. Dude, I'd be down. Look at those hand puppets. LaPlus already technically has a hand puppet. She sold it as merch. But you get another LaPlus. It's Luffy. Did you think it was Luffy? Ah, Luffy. Monkey D. Luffy. They had some Kaiju number 8 figures. Which is, you know, that anime just ended, so it's really cool that we can see figures already being made from the series. I really like the Kafka on the side there. The glowing blue works really, really well. The Niji puppet. I'm gonna get to Niji later. We're not quite at Niji. Niji was not in the exhibition hall. They were in the entertainment hall, which I also just mentioned was essentially just another exhibition hall. You're reading the new Kaiju chapter. Okay. I'm caught up. It's reaching its peak. Kaiju is almost done. There was a giant Luffy. I don't know if that is there every year. That thing is massive. It's a big balloon. It looks cool though. There's a bunch of spoilers there. I do have some pictures from there, I think. I don't know if I included them, but yeah, the giant Luffy was nuts. That's like the first thing you see when you walk in, you know? You walk into these places thinking, yeah, I've seen conventions before, but holy moly is that thing big. It's different than last year's Luffy. Man, they change it up? This surprised me. They had an entire area dedicated to Beyblade. They had a Beyblade tournament going on where people would go onto the stage and actually like 3, 2, 1, let it rip. I didn't know Beyblade was still alive. I thought Beyblade was dead. But it was crazy how this area was just constantly crowded. Do people bring their Beyblades and just be like, yeah, I'm going to AX to play Beyblade? Like, okay. I mean, power to you, but like, really? Of course, there was the Hololive booth. Beyblade's coming back. Okay. I like that they had a thing for Justice here. Justice didn't show up for the Hololive booth. They actually appeared in Japan Expo, which was a week later. Yeah, I was just say Beyblade coming back. I feel like Beyblade just has this fan base following. It's just been this consistent fan base for a really long time. And as someone who's not part of that fan base, I never realized how strong it went. It kind of reminds me of the anime doll people. Like, the anime doll people, they exist. I don't really know of their existence, but every convention has a meetup for these dolls where they, like, introduce each other's dolls to each other, and those dolls are kind of freaky. But it's a thing. It's just a thing I don't follow. But this here is a thing I do follow. Look at that, Justice. GG on the screen. They showed up at Japan Expo. I really wish they showed up to AX. That would have been cool, but it's fine. I'll see them eventually. They also had a bunch of standees there. I don't like to pose with standees. I do like the Bey and Ina standees there, though, with Tommy on the side. I always like that they have standees there. It makes me feel tall because they're all so short. I was thinking of getting a standee like this for Chris. You can actually make them pretty easily. There's a guy on Twitter known for making these in, like, huge quantities. Yeah, get him a cardboard cutout, like a life-size. Lick it? Okay, well, they actually had a problem in Japan. So in Japan, they have this thing every year called Hololive Expo. And at Hololive Expo, yeah, I was gonna get him a Gura one. Life-size Gura. I don't know what he's gonna do with it, but... So... They had a problem. They had to tell people to stop bowing at the feet of the cardboard cutouts. Because people would go up to them and just bow at their feet. And they had to tell people, stop bowing. You're holding up the line, and you're being kind of a freak. So don't do it. Didn't really... I'll be honest, it didn't really stop people. People still bowed to the cardboard cutouts. Anyways. Look at all these people waiting. This was like 40 minutes before the first karaoke was to happen. So the first karaoke of the day... So they had other things before which were just talking. This was the first, you know, actual karaoke, like a little performance from the twins. And 40 minutes before, did I say 30 before or 40? Because we got there 40 minutes before. This is the crowd. It was so full. Security was getting so angry at everyone standing around or sitting around. At the same time, this was taken by my sister. If you ever go to a big convention that has a Hulu booth, just a word of advice, Hulu will, at least once a day, give away free bubble tea. It's always honeydew flavored, but it's free bubble tea. Like, sure, you have to line up 20 minutes in advance, but it's free bubble tea. Who cares? At AX, they did it twice a day at 11 a.m. and at 4 p.m. I did get it twice, and people see the line and they're like, oh, it's too long. Bro, they have all of that bubble tea prepared already. The line goes so fast. Anyways, there was a Ghibli store there. I actually never went into the Ghibli store, so it was nice seeing my sister's pictures of the Ghibli store. Booba tea? Okay. Yeah, I mean... I didn't read it wrong until you pointed it out. I love the dust sprites that they have in the tree. That is very cute. The world of Ghibli. I went to a lot of Ghibli stores in Japan, so I figured, like, I could not go to this one. They had a lot of photo ops there. They had the bus too, the cat bus. They had a bigger one in Japan, so I was less impressed by what they have here, but also, it's a big convention. It's a really small place. Totoro was there last year too. Yeah, I expect it to be. It's a really small place, so I guess they really made do with what they had, which, you know, that's it's cool. But more importantly, this is where I was. This is my priority. I'm standing there in a crowd full of freaks, also a freak myself, cheering on the twins on the TV. They could see us, which is nice. I like that we do get some interactions with them. It's a bit different than, because Chris thought, you know, oh, they're just playing a pre-recording. No, they're very much not. They're very much there, and they can very much see everything that's going around them. They've mentioned before that it's really nerve-wracking as VTubers for them, because they don't normally see a crowd. They're normally staring at a screen. They're like, okay, we have 2,000 viewers, whatever, that's just a number. Seeing several hundred people in front of you is so different. It's a lot harder as a performer to see everyone there. They have a free cam, yeah. All the while this was happening, the fire safety people and the security were like screaming at people. So this was the first karaoke. They didn't really realize how bad it was going to be, the security. So they didn't block off the area. Well, it's a shame they didn't block off the area, because all pathways to the area were blocked by people. They were trying to push people. They're trying to make them squeeze in. They're trying to get them to like go around, like to kick people out. They fixed this in the future karaokes. They put barriers around the area, and they're like, you can only stay here if you're standing in the barrier. Which, fair game to them, because this must have been hell for them. The entire area around was just blocked up by people, because, you know, Hololive is kind of huge. Look at how many people there were. They wanted to free up that area by the back. That white wall is supposed to be a walk path. But, nope. No walk path for you. It's just crazy how many people there are. I know that they're popular, but damn, it gets me every time. But what also gets me every time is the like pure energy. Oh, I have a bunch of pictures of Itashas. Dude, I love me some Itashas. Honkai Star Rail. There was Genshin as well, naturally. They have a Manga Plus booth. This is what these are the pictures my sister took while I was freaking out in front of the VTubers. They were really advertising a lot of series, a lot of big series. My sister didn't take a picture of it. I took a picture of it later. One of my favorite series was actually advertised there, and I was so surprised to see it, because it's not a really well-known one, which is really great, because, you know, more exposure. But you can see that, like, this image, it looks so unnatural on the bottom right side, where the split ends. It just looks so unnatural. It looks like it's photoshopped on, but it really was just a big panel. Yeah, you get a lot of free goodies for doing what they ask. They're like, oh yeah, post this on like Instagram, and they're like, okay, here's a free sticker. Like, okay, what am I gonna do with this free sticker? I don't know what it is. I'm holding one right now. I still don't know what it is. It's like this wolf girl with green hair, and she's crying. No clue, but I have it. There's the big spoiler. You know, I think everyone's seen it now. Like, it is impossible to have not seen this Luffy at this point in time. Okay, sweet. We got to video time. Let me just check the ending number. 625. Here we go. Yeah, people are going crazy with it. I love this, though. I actually really enjoy being in a crowd like that. I didn't think I would until I did in New York. Oh, I have another video, apparently. So, New York, you weren't allowed to record, but here you were allowed to record, so I made sure to get the important bits of the song. But it's very fun. It's so fun. to be in a crowd with people just as excited as you are, just as willing to scream their throats out on a bunch of VTubers on screen. There's something a bit special about that, you know? Because normally, like, I thought, yeah, it's a crowd and you can watch in a crowd, but like, the excitement is palpable. It makes it so much better. I probably have another video. Let's see, hold up. Next. It is another video. Rebellion 332. I'm looking at the video number, so I make sure I click on the right one. Yeah, I actually did speak with some people. I'll bring it up later. It's really nice when you get to speak to other people from around the world who are also fans. Dude, there's so many fauna hats. Look at all the green hats. Dance, dance, dance. Sorry, I get drawn in. That's the part I wanted to catch. Very fun. I don't know why I keep ending up in places where Formloco are doing their karaoke's, but I'm not complaining. So here, this is you can really oopsie. Whoopsie daisy. I can't zoom in with this. Okay. Is there a zoom? Maybe? I can't see it. Oh, zoom in. There it is. Look at that. Look at that. Look at all that bubble tea they got. And they just hand it out for free. It's great. I love it. Next. iBuyPower. They have the Kali and Ame towers. They actually had this stall. I bought something for a friend here. I should have taken a picture of it. They were selling Peepo, the frog. It's nonsense that, like, that they're selling that. It's the most random thing, but I hope my buddy likes it. I sent it to him in Idaho, because, like, it was so out of left field. Let me see if I can pull a picture of it. I'm pretty sure I had my friend send me a picture because I forgot to take a picture of it. It's just so random. Okay, here we go. Let me quickly save this picture and then I will send it to downloads. Close that. And then add image. Or image to, whatever. Browse. Look at this. Look at what they're selling. The iBuyPower booth, you can see it has their logo, was selling Peepo. What on earth? Why are they selling this? But they were. And we bought one. And it was totally worth it. Okay, I'm gonna remove this later now. But yeah, that was cool, I guess. I saw it with Noah and we're like, we have to buy Peepo. Like, we have to get it for him. What else are we gonna get him? It's screaming his name. So we bought it. It was actually really cool in New York. Something that iBuyPower did, or the Height store specifically, was if you went to them on the first day, they gave you a lanyard. And then if you return the second day with the lanyard... Sorry. I skipped a step. I don't know where they put it. It might have been their Discord or something. They gave out a secret code. And you had to go to their booth and say the secret code. And then they'll give you a lanyard for saying the secret code. And if you bring them the lanyard the next day, they gave a keycap. Like a cap for a key on a keyboard. A special keycap. An Ame Bubba keycap. For bringing them the lanyard the next day. I did not know about that until Anime NYC was over. I didn't hear about anything like that that happened here at AX, but I was keeping my eye out for it because that's crazy. Like, that's really cool. I would have never expected something like that, but they did it. Okay, this is my turn seeing the Itasha, the Vishoujo Itasha. Very cool. I like Itashas. It's kind of a shame. Michi is a bit too new. Oh wait, no, Michi's on it. Michi's right there. Right there. As you say, Michi's not on the side. But there's Cockroach Mom. You got Michi. Giga. Super cool. Oh, right. I have another video. This is something Juthi specifically asked for, so I'm glad you're here for it, Juthi. Yeah, they had Kuro too. I don't know why I didn't mention him. This is the Doki stall. And right across from it is a completely empty Niji stand. Yep. There you go. They actually had almost no one visit the Niji Sanji booth. It was so bad. It was so empty there. And the Doki bird area. Let me just get a pause with like all of that Doki stuff. It was crowded, and she had a meet and greet there, and there were so many people. And all the while, Niji Sanji's booth was completely dead. They were just empty the entire time. They had a big old statue of Elira there, and they had all their new figures showcased. No one cared. No one cared. So yeah, that was that was Doki sticking it to Niji. Sucks to be them. Oh, there we go. We have a clean picture of the Doki bird setup with the height computer and everything. Very cool setup. Elira, sorry, as a not follower of Niji, I don't know how to say her name properly. So this is something my sister didn't take a picture of. In the Manga Plus booth, they were advertising Dandadan. This is a fantastic manga. Very fun. Great art. Would definitely recommend a read. It's actually getting an anime soon. I'm hoping it's going to be good. But I did take a picture of it because I do really enjoy it. Very good. Of course, they got to advertise Blue Lock episode Nagi. Blue Lock, very popular with the girls. Even here, they had an entire Blue Lock booth. I have pictures of it later. A lot of girls at the Blue Lock booth. I went to... Yeah, I still haven't watched episode Nagi, but I went to the... Okay, OV. Well, I went to the Parko collab with Blue Lock in Japan, and I was not the only guy there, but it was all women there except for men with their girlfriends, so I was kind of out of place. It was a really cool collab, though. I don't have pictures of it, but very cool area. Of course, Azure Lane area. Figures, Azure Lane. It's, yeah, I mean, the Fujoshis really, they like to do their shipping. I'm not going to stop them. If it makes Blue Lock more popular, Blue Lock's great. I actually missed this side of the Hololive booth. They have the Hololive Meet people. So we got Bae, we got Fubuki, we got Haka, we got... Oh god, the name just slipped my mind. We got Kobo. How did I forget the name? Oh my god. Juthi's gonna know the name, though. I hope. These are the Hololive Meet group. They change them every year. But... yeah, that was... standees. It's cool. I like standees. Not enough to have one in my room, but I like them. What is his name? Oh my god. The famed character, oh god. Yes. His name is Rio. That's it. Oh my god. His name is Rio. From right to left is Rio, Haka, and Kobo. That took me a hot second. Okay. Ow! I slipped on the ground and kicked my computer. Yeah, I don't follow him much either, clearly. It took me a long time to remember his name. I'm sorry, Rio. He's part of one of the newer groups, I believe. I don't really know the newer groups. A lot of the food there, though, they had a bunch of food stands. Really expensive, I gotta say. Some of the food was good, but like, let's take a look at the price here. A5 Wagyu, that's a lie, but look at that. Sukiyaki, $21. This is in US, mind you. US dollars. Pirates of California, this is just like a small handheld sushi wrap. $12. Absolutely crazy. So expensive. And of course, Moritasha's. I got, when I was there, the sukiyaki, I think? It wasn't sukiyaki, no. It was yakitori. Yeah, like $35 Canadian. I also got, yakitori, just not tori. It was pork belly. I did get some, like, chicken. It was really expensive, though. So when I'm at conventions, I typically don't really eat because it is really, really expensive. I ate because I had to, mostly because other people stop to eat. That's when I eat. But normally in conventions, I just go past the point of starving, and I'm just like, I will go the entire day without eating. That's what I do. Other people will tell me, you're not human. Other people will tell me, hey, we have to stop for food. I let people stop for food if I'm in a group. If I'm by myself, the chances of me eating are very, very low. I think I've gone to a convention before and just went 2 days without eating. I had water. Need water to survive, but you don't need food for that long, actually. So in LA, I lost weight just on the fact that I skipped food constantly. Friends bringing you food while you waited in lines? That's smart. My sister did a very similar thing in New York. She brought me food because she's like, you haven't eaten literally all day. At least eat a little of this while you wait for... Ironically enough, I was waiting for the Fuamoko karaoke in Anime NYC. Yeah. Itasha. Okay. This is only the first day. This was only the first day of AX. But let's see here. We have another video. Just to show you how many fireworks are going off on the 4th of July. When we left the convention center, it was fireworks in every direction. Any way you turn, because we were parked on top of the parking area. It's just constant fireworks everywhere. Just explosions, firework sounds everywhere. No matter where you look, you can see them. It's crazy. Like, I always thought, you know, it was kind of a meme, you know, they use fireworks, haha. I did every direction. Absolutely insane. Oh. There's the 18 plus wristband guide. I should have gotten that. Would have made it easier to get into the 18 plus section instead of pulling out ID. Anyways. Next day AX. We continue. Look at this line. This line weaves back and forth. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So this was for signatures. The way signatures work is... every single signature, every single guest has tickets. And you have to line up in the signature line to get the tickets. So you line up in this line, which is for all signatures for the day, and you pick up tickets for the signature. Then you take that ticket and go to the signature line at the designated place where you actually go get the signature. Luckily, I wasn't in it to get signatures. I took this picture because one of our friends, me and Noah, asked us, "Hey, can you get a signature for me?" We took a picture of this line. This was like an hour and a half line, maybe longer, just to get tickets to get the signatures. Not gonna happen. We ditched. Sorry, Jacob, Bacon. We ditched. We did not get you those signatures. Although he's very aware of that at this point in time, because this was obviously a couple weeks ago now. It just took me a while to get through all the pictures and gather everything, and people still owe me money. And here we go, the Blue Lock stand. It's pretty much all I have in terms of pictures for Blue Lock. They had a life-size Isagi, and there were a lot of girls around there. Life-size figures are always cool, though. I think there's another picture with them. Very cool. And of course, they have to have Demon Slayer. What convention would it be if they didn't have Demon Slayer? Bunch of cutouts there. Oh, apparently I have a video. After we failed to get the autographs, we entered through the entertainment hall, and this is just the walk. We gotta walk all the way to the main exhibition hall. And this is early, too, so this isn't even, like, peak crowdedness. It's just a fair amount of people, though. Yeah, gotta have popular series for sure. Which is why I was surprised when they had non-popular series. Anyways, lot of advertisements for all of these different things. We get the point. That's the video. They had Shantae there. Not really anime, but they had Shantae. I was surprised to see it. Chris is a big fan of Shantae. I don't think these were on sale yet. They're coming out, but I'm sure he would have loved these. So this is the series I was talking about. This is the one that's pretty unknown. Rudy Dragon. That sure says actually a dragon. I was actually so happy to see this. This wasn't there the first day. They only brought this out on the second day, and I walked by the booth on the last day to see if they still had shirts, and they did. So this shirt didn't sell super well because people don't know the series, but it's so good. It's so great. So I bought this shirt. Turns out I am an American medium. Canadian large, by the way. Japanese extra large, by the way. It was wild to see this there. I am a big fan of this series, so I was very excited to actually get this shirt, and I'm very excited to wear it at some point. But I was quite overjoyed to see it. I asked other people around if they know the series. Turns out they don't. Didn't find anyone else who loves the series like me, but I'm sure one day it'll get out there. It's actually pretty well known in the manga circles. I know some people talk about it. It's getting there. Waiting for that anime one day. Waiting for that figure one day. That'd be great. That'd be wonderful. Moving on. They had a bunch of claw machines. These are the scam claw machines, though. If you ever do claw machines, I would definitely recommend not doing these smaller ones, because these smaller ones rely on that one in whatever chance that... I just realized my music has been stopped for a while. There we go. This relies on that one in whatever chance that the claw is going to be strong enough to like hold on to whatever you want to grab. Like the ones that have skill, the bigger ones that have skill that you have to like move things over and, you know, measure out where they're going. Those are the ones you want to do. These are the ones you want to avoid. And it kind of surprised me how many people were there, but like I guess you don't really get as many claw machines like that in America. I did see them in Little Tokyo though, so if you really want to get that experience in LA, I would recommend, you know, find the proper claw machines in Little Tokyo. Don't do these little ones in AX. They're a scam. You're going to lose a lot of money. And the prizes aren't even that good. They announced a new game there. I don't know if y'all know Fairy Tail. This looks exactly like Fairy Tail. It was made by the artists of Fairy Tail, Eden Zero, whatever. It looks like their art style. It is just so obviously their art style. Round 1 has the good claw machine. Oh, Round 1. Yes, you're right. Round 1 does have the good claw machines. Yeah, so this is a new game made by the artists of Fairy Tail, which I thought was really funny. I took this picture because I thought it was really funny. That, yeah, the mangaka of the series, they draw the same characters every single time. They have like 4 manga series, and it's always the exact same characters. That's why I took this video. I'm just like, it's just Lucy again. This is a game about like totally not Lucy, you know? Here's a giant Chopper. You like Chopper? And they had a bunch of like, these are what I really like to see. These are the big figures, you know, the like over the top, super expensive. Oh my god, someone bought that. That's the last one. I just noticed that it says the last one. They look so cool. I don't know where you would possibly have the space for that kind of thing, but you know, Lucy riding Moosey. They're really cool. And they come with like a little plaque to show that they're real, they're legit. The Marco one is great. Like Marco as a phoenix, that's so cool. Okay, let's, you know, we can sit here on this one for a little bit. We all know what this picture is of. Baku panel, you know. Certainly a thing. Metamorphosis right on the front. That is, whew. They're really laying into the memes there. But this was in the non-R18 section. Okay, for you, Ovi, Baku is a very, very famous hentai site. They do a lot of doujins. They do a lot of, you know, hentai. It's pretty self-explanatory. They had 2 booths. One was in the R18 section, one was in the normal section, and they, you know, they kept it safe for the normal section. But it's definitely, yeah, they translate it and bring it to the West. It's definitely why we have, you know, Jehovah's Witnesses out front of the convention telling us we're all gonna go to hell. That's always fun. They're like, you like, you know, these very scantily clad women. That's what all anime is. You're all going to hell, but it's not too late to repent. You can go to heaven if you give up anime. And I'm like, these people are in the wrong place to do this. Or maybe the right place if you're thinking about it. The entire crowd they want to talk to. And it was really funny. This one girl walked up to them. They were giving these paper crowns away at one of the booths in AX, and she took the crown and like made it a loop, whatever, and like ring tossed it onto this dude's head, and it landed perfectly on his head, and he shook it off, and it landed on the ground, right? And he started telling this girl how she's gonna go to hell for littering, how this is like her second offense. It was really funny. It's quite frankly, it was really funny. These guys, they're trying. I'll give them that. Anyways, okay. I have another video apparently. 5-1. This one. So these are like all of the figures that were around there. I didn't like stop long enough on each figure to get a clear view because I didn't realize my camera sucks. But yeah, these are really, really cool. Very over the top. I don't know the League of Legends ones, but very over the top. Also, that also kind of reminds me that there was another guy. He was another one of those like religious preachers, and he was like, you know, I don't hate gay people, but, and then he went on the biggest like homophobic rant I've ever heard in my life, and then he ended it with, but this is all facts because I don't hate gays. And I'm like, are you just saying that to like cover your bases? Because that was so bad. Oh my god. I can imagine that, Ovi. But the guy was just going on these like huge homophobic rants, and he's just like, but I'm not, I love the gays. And I'm like, well, clearly you don't. Like, what are you saying, dude? Oh my god. Anyways, art. Beautiful art. Very beautiful art. Impossible, well, not impossible, very hard to bring back. I didn't buy all that much, but yeah, I did actually like the shirt that that you sent when I said that. Yeah, I mentioned that on Tuesday as well, because I was talking about AX. The shirt was accurate. Also, there's some cute plushies. I don't know what they have to do with anime or anything, but they were there. They had some actors, I guess. It was interesting. They came out. Oh, you bought those plushies? They're cute. I like them. I didn't buy them. I like them. I had Vaporeon with me. 3 of those plushies. Wow. They had, I did not find the Hololive booth the first day. For shame on me. But I found it the second day. Look at all those standees. I like that they organize them properly by, like, generation. So you can see that they have Myth there. You can see that they have Promise there. You can see Gen 0, Gamers, Gen 1. And then they have the Friends for You plushies, which are in the most random order. Like, you see Mume Crony, you're like, oh yes, Promise. And then Gura, you're like, okay, maybe English. Then you look down, and then there's Korone and Okayu there. You're like, what? Who ordered these? Then you move over a bit, and you're like, bottom shelf is kind of ID, but like Sora and Ina are there, and then top row is almost JP, but Fauna's there, so their ordering system could use work. I could have organized those better, I'll be honest. But they tried. Friends for You plushies are there. They did something. They were actually selling a lot of them. I do have small Ina. I didn't buy it from here. It came in the mail. I didn't know that they would have these here. If I knew, you know, maybe I would have just gotten it from here. But it's okay. I have a plushie to bring to wave in the air at New York now. Small Ina, let's go. This was cool. Signatures and drawings by the artists and writers of the series. See, I'm not a huge fan of Fairy Tail. It's fine, but I would be unbelievably down for the, like, the 2 Fairy Tail hand-drawn, hand-signed things. That is amazing collector stuff, dude. Yeah, you got Chi up there. Chi the cat. Love Chi the cat. I love the slime. The slime there is absolutely stellar. There's just such good collector things. I love, if it's not already obvious, I love signatures, hand-signed stuff. Like, I just like collecting. Collecting is fun. Nice to have a very nice collection that you can admire. Having hand-signs like that would be so good, but they're so expensive, you know? I actually do have a poster from the Slime movie signed by the producer and director of the movie, so that's pretty cool. I should frame it because it's not very well protected, I'll be honest. I got it from New York. Very cool. This is a better picture of the standees. See, this is what I'm gonna give Chris one day. Just this general standee of Gura. She's tiny. I know his bedroom doesn't have much in it, so you know he can have heart attacks when he wakes up and he looks like there's a person standing next to him. It's not a me problem. I just know he likes the child shark creature. They had a giant Sunraku head. I don't know how to feel about this. I am a big fan of Shangri-La Frontier. I do like it a lot. Having a giant giant head there was a bit questionable. I'll admit it was weird. At least I know what it was though. And like I said before, the life-size figures are always super cool. I love looking at these life-size figures. I mean, you call them figures. The one-to-one scales, they're not figures. They are statues. And they're so expensive, but... Oh, it's made by Figuarts. I just saw it's made by Figuarts. That's amazing. Amazing work. Really cool. I would hate to have that in my house, but it's really cool to see. Love seeing it. And they had all of the swords as well. I like how they have the broken... The what's it? The Flame Hashira. God damn it. But the swords are really cool seeing there. Rengoku. Rengoku's broken sword. Yeah. Love seeing that. I know you can buy them around here, where I live. Especially during the conventions. You can actually buy these. They do sell, like, metal ones. They're not sharp, but they are weapons, so... Still really, really cool. Actually, they have all the Hashira. All of their weapons. And they have the moons. The demons. Some Bochi. This is actually the only time I've seen the Bochi the Rock blobs where she is like a little slug or a little blob. Because most of the time Bochi comes as like... She comes as Bochi. You don't have her having her like mental breakdowns that she normally has. And I think it's really fun to have those when she's in those mental breakdown states. It's very cute, you know? Very well done anime. I said it before, I'll say it again. There is another Itasha. This is a Hunter x Hunter Itasha. Bunch of little standees. Nice Itasha. It's a nice screen. Little cute standees. That's pretty cool. They had a giant cat. I forget what stand this was, but they were actually auctioning this thing off. On the little... You want the kilowatt mini cutout? On the thing behind the cat, that stand there, it's actually an auction for the cat. Last I saw, since this was second day, there was actually a bid for it for $2,100. I didn't come back to see how much it was actually sold off for, but that's a lot of money. $2,100 for a big cat. I don't know, man. This was cool. One of the stands. It had a, as you can see on the top, RuneScape themed PC case. I don't know what that's doing at an anime convention, but that's still really cool. I do like RuneScape. This is the stall that was selling it too. They have these stalls at every convention, even the small ones. These like plastic kind of acrylic posters. The posters look really nice. I don't know why they're selling PC cases. It seems a bit off because they're also selling the Frieren case. Really cool. Really like Frieren, so seeing that is really cool. This was really funny. I passed by this at one point. It's Doki Bird's tomato farm. You know, Doki Bird without her skin suit. The tomato. So they are making, if you make a donation to the Canada Food Bank, they give you a sticker and you can fill up Doki's tomato farm. I don't know if Doki knew about this. I don't know if this was, you know, sponsored by Doki to do, but I think it's a really cool way. Oh, she did know about it. Okay, that's cool. I saw it was a really cool way to, oh, she wanted to do that. Okay, I didn't, yeah, it was so far away from Doki's, like, booth that I wasn't sure if this was really sponsored by her or anything, but it had her name on it, so like she had to have known at the very least. But very cool way to get donations to the Canada Food Bank. Kind of weird that's in LA, but you know. These were just got released recently. These are the Hololive Omocat skateboards. I love them. I'll be honest. They are so cool. If I got one, I'd get the Gura one, I'd get the Shiori one, I think. I'd just hang them on the wall, because, like, Chris says, why would you buy a skateboard if you're not a boarder? But, like, you can hang them up as display pieces. They make really cool display things if you have the stands for them. I have a small room, so I can't really do that. But they're really great to just hang on the wall as, you know, as a collector's item rather than as a skateboarder. Yeah, they're essentially, yeah, they're posters, because even if you are a skateboarder, you wouldn't use these, man. Who would use these if you're a skateboarder? It would destroy it. They eventually get scratched up. Why would you ever do that? Just keep it as a collector's item. Super cool. I don't have the room for it on my walls personally, but I actually love the designs on these. They're the same as like the t-shirts and stuff, but still super, super cool. Okay. Well, I took this picture. This was in the family-friendly area. This book on the bottom right is made by the artist Mignon, which does mean cute. They are very famous for making tummy art. Don't ask me how I know that. The contents of the book are not safe for work. Again, this is in the family-friendly area. That book, you can pick up and flip through it and look at all the, how can I say this lightly, the bobs and vagine that you want. You can, you know, take a look at it if you want, in the family-friendly area, which is kind of wild that it's there. Yeah. Let me just move on. These are really cool. I wish the art on them was a bit better. The art wasn't great, but these were mini Dakis. They're keychains, and they're squishy like a Daki, and they have, you know, the two sides and everything. Again, the art, not great, but the idea is phenomenal. I've never seen that before. I like that idea. I totally, if the art was better, totally would have gone for it. You can see Holostars in the top left there. Iris on the far left. I'm gonna mute for a second. Yeah, I mean, maybe a bit cringy, but, okay, let me just say this now. This is taken in the Artist Alley. The Artist Alley, you are not allowed to take pictures unless given consent from the artist to take the pictures. Yeah, there's Niji in there as well. I see them on the right side. So all of the pictures, I'm just gonna openly say this now. I did ask for the artist's permission to take these pictures. So, I'm allowed to have taken them. I'm allowed to show them. It's all okay. I didn't have any artists say, no, you can't take pictures, though. So, it's kind of interesting that they had the rule that you're like, oh, no pictures allowed here, you know? Although I did see a lot of people taking pictures without asking, so... I saw a lot of people taking pictures without asking if they could, which, you know, that's against the rules, man. Gotta be polite, gotta ask. Oh yeah, we didn't actually have much time in the Artist Alley on that second day. We returned on the third day, actually, because the area is so big, there's so much to do. We went to a firing range, and apparently Gordon Ramsay was at that firing range. That's kind of interesting. They had a picture of Machete up there too, signed by him. This was the LA Gun Club. Oh, got another video. This is 8895, this one. Here we go. Hold it out further like this. Yep. If you're in America, you gotta do the American pastime, right? Gotta shoot guns. I think I have more videos. Yes, I do. There's 5, 6. It is. Can I not show that on stream? Oh. Well. I'll flick through the pictures real quick. I do have the end result of that. Well. Oopsie. Hopefully that doesn't result in anything bad. So we went to a firing range. That was cool. The smell of gunpowder, that's interesting. I can't really... It's about what I expected. I didn't know that was a rule. Hopefully that's nothing bad. It's about what I expected. Very American. People with shotguns, they were going... Those things are loud, man. K's here to see me get banned. AK, I'm in the middle of talking about how LA went. I didn't think it would be that long of a stream, but here I am 2.5 hours later, still talking. I'm only on the 3rd day out of 4. Let's go get banned. And you'll be happy to know that the emotes that Ovi so gloriously made me now work on stream in the actual, like, on-screen chat. Very cursed, but they're working. So firing range aside, I went to the Artisan Noodle place, which was having a collab with more Weeb VTubers. I stood there for, oh god, how long was it? An hour and a half waiting in line. And I was talking with people in line about a panel for the next day. Made some new friends there, you know? God, that's cursed. Ovi, that is so cursed. I hope you're proud of your art. So, this was having a collab with some VTubers that I, of course, follow. They had noodles, they had drinks, and you get coasters for ordering it all. And they actually sold out of all of their merch in the first week. This was a 4-week collab, and all of their merch was gone in after the first week. In fact, most of their t-shirt sizes for their merch was gone in, I think, the first couple days. Always underestimating how many people will go to these things. So yeah. I had a very spicy ramen noodle. It was good, though. Not spicy as I thought it would be. The orange drink in the back is the collab drink. Came with a coaster. Someone there really hated Kiara. That was interesting. Very good food, though. I ended up next to the people that were talking to all in line, and we're just, you know, having a nice chat with these random people. Unfortunately, I ended up with duplicates. I don't know what to do with the other one. I have it next to me right now. I quite honestly don't know what to do with it. I probably should have posted... Oh yeah, Ovi, I'll walk on over. Juthi, I have something else for you that you'll probably also like, so... I'll figure out something to do with the Ina that I have. Maybe. I don't know. One's on my bag. These are the coasters that we got. Representing that Ina. I had to trade for the Ina. We didn't actually get an Ina. I'm happy I ended up getting one. Juthi, let me just say that Ovi over here doesn't live anywhere close to us. He's a 24-hour drive away. So it's not going to be super close. I'll just take a short 24-hour drive to go see him, you know, get some ramen, come back. It's just a short trip, you know. These are really cool. Had to ask for permission to get these, but these are all food puns of different series on real life, you know, foods. So all the Avatar ones, and then we have the We have the Chainsaw Man ones, the Denchis, Akisoba, Powerade. Some of these are really, really creative. Mochita, that one's fun. Then they had Jujutsu Kaisen ones. Bye Bye Panda. These are fun. I don't know if my sister bought any. She might have. Anyways, moving on. Oh wait, no, there's more. There's Frieren ones and there was Denjin Meshi ones. Let me see if I can like zoom in a bit. Chilchuck root beer, Marcerella cheese stick, Sen sushi, the Himalayan salt. I think my sister got that one actually. The Himalayan salt. That one's very funny. The character's name is Himmel. Hero Himmel. Himalayan salt. Cause of Stark. Very, very funny. Very original. I'll give him that. There was some... I took these. I know there's VTubers there. Took this because of Eurocamp. I love Eurocamp. Very chill series. Such a good series. Look at that Eurocamp, Eurocamp, Eurocamp. 3 things in Eurocamp. And of course we have VTubers. Actually, you can see behind, next to Doki, doesn't look like... It looks like maybe that would be Trustudia. I could be wrong about that. It's hard to say. They also had these... I was tempted. I really was. But they have liquid in them. Yo, liquid breaking is so bad. That's why I decided not to, but the Fall Mocha ones are glorious. Absolutely glorious. Very cute. Then I went to the Good Smile panel. The Good Smile panel was packed. So here's the problem that happened here. They did not clear out the rooms after each panel because it would take too long. So what they did was they let in the line. You could go in and then you could just sit there through the panel. And you can see how absolutely packed this room is. There's easily like 1,000 people in here. I sat through 2 panels that I didn't care about so that I could get to this one. And people waited in line for like 2 hours to get into this panel, but they couldn't get in because before the panel even started, the room was more than half full. Because people came in the previous panels and just sat there because they weren't clearing them out. The first one I sat through was Fate Grand Order. I know nothing about FGO. There was someone behind me crying out of happiness for FGO, and I'm like, I don't even know what's going on, dude. They're saying character names I've never even heard of. Like, I've watched Fate and I don't know these characters. The second panel I sat through was the Shadow panel. Shadow the Hedgehog. Yo, I knew Sonic was popular. I underestimated how popular Sonic was. There were people going crazy for Shadow. Yeah, I know FGO has FGO only characters. That's why I was like, I was so lost. I played FGO for like an hour and I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to get addicted to this. Ooh, yeah, okay. The guy using Conus over here. So people had like Shadow hats. They had plushies that are waving around. They're actually giving free posters for the big Shadow the Hedgehog show that's coming out in a few months. You would have been going nuts for Emo Sonic. Yo, they were going crazy. I didn't take one of the posters because I'm like, what am I gonna do with it? You know, like, I'm not. I like Sonic as much as the next guy, but I actually didn't know that Shadow was first introduced in Sonic Adventures 2. Because Sonic Adventures 2 was one of the first ones I played, so I kind of knew Shadow already existed. So like, okay, yeah, that's Shadow. I didn't know that was his first time in the series. And they showed exclusive footage to the Shadow the Hedgehog like show that they made. It's like an anime. It's like, you've never seen Shadow's backstory before. All we know is that he really, really cares for Maria, but how did he fail to save her? Kind of thing. And they went crazy. people were cheering so much. I don't think I can show that here without getting, you know, copyright striked. But yeah, they're showing Maria, you know, Maria Robotnik, and the base is being attacked by robots, and Maria, wait here, I have to go save Robotnik. And it was pretty hype, you know. I've never been a huge fan of Shadow, but it was pretty cool. I like Sonic. It was pretty cool though. What I've tried to, so there was an entire like history of Shadow that they had there. They also had the voice of Shadow. That was really cool. They had the voice of Shadow like voicing some Shadow lines at the panel. I thought that was cool. You know, like Shadow, at least I like him more than, you know, FGO. And people were going crazy for the guy. The guy's pretty old now though. And during when they're saying the history of Shadow, the second thing Shadow appeared in was, of course, Shadow the game. Shadow the game was really cool when you first play it as a kid on the GameCube. I tried to go back to that game. It's pretty unplayable. I'm not gonna lie. That game is pretty bad going back to it. It did not age well. But honestly, not too bad of a panel. I feel really bad for the panelists for the Shadow one though, because everyone that wanted to go to the Good Smile panel, which is what I was there for, they occupied the first few rows. So I'm not saying I'm any better. I was also in one of the first few rows, but the people behind me were going absolutely nuts for the Shadow premiere, the Shadow, you know, this and that. And then the people in the front, they didn't really care. They weren't there for that. They were just waiting for the next panel, so they were just there polite clapping, you know? And it must have been really tough because the first few rows are like, yeah, polite clap. And then everyone else, yeah, let's go, Shadow. Like, okay. But, yeah, I have another video. Here we go. This is the CEO of Cover and the CEO of Good Smile. So here we have, they had the twins again on as guests for the panel. And we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Yago, sitting next to the CEO of Good Smile Company, Aki. And of course, people are chanting their names. There he is. I got to see the man in the flesh, which is very exciting for me. For Kay and for Ovi, who have absolutely no idea. I think Ryan is here as well, for absolutely no idea within the community of the VTuber group Hololive. This man is a superstar. He is an actual legend, and seeing him was fantastic. Anyways. Oh, we got another video. Everyone chanting his name. Yago, Yago, Yago. That's not his actual name, by the way. Someone made a mistake reading the kanji in his name, and it kind of became Yago. But yeah. In the meanwhile, Hello Kitty Cafe in a car. We went to a sushi place. Oh, wait. Well, I want to say one last thing about the Good Smile thing. They gave away to 20 people a bunch of figures from Good Smile, and that's cool and all, but one of them was a signed Suisei, very popular VTuber, Nendroid. So Nendroid is a type of figure that Good Smile produces, and it was signed by both CEOs, and it is the only one in existence, and I cannot imagine how valuable that is. Chris told me, he said, if he was there with me and I got it, would we split the amount of money it's worth? Because people will pay tens of thousands of dollars for that. And I looked at him, I said, I would not sell that. Are you kidding me? I would not sell that. That thing is worth so much. One of a kind. Like, it's quite literally priceless. Like, the guy who won it, I hope he had a good hiding place, because that's insane. Well, sure, Ovi, you would sell it. It makes sense that you would sell it, because you don't really know anything of it or care for it. But Yago doesn't sign things. The CEO of Cover and the CEO of Good Smile signed this figure. I would absolutely keep that. That is the cherry on top of any collection. It's like, the guy that had it was on the Discord. He posted pictures of it. I'm like, oh man, low-key kind of jealous. I would have loved to get that, you know? But man. Even Juthi says she would keep it, man. That is such a rare item. Absolutely stunning item. I would love to have that as part of my collection. Anyways, we went to a sushi place. One of the sushi pictures is way at the bottom because you're gonna see it near the end. Because I don't know, the camera thought it was taken on a different day. I organize these by date, so this was a macaron filled with ice cream. Actually, really good. Very good. I kind of figured we kind of, you know, should go for sushi. It's you're on the coast. Gotta get some good seafood on the coast. So there's some sushi. You can see Noah in his tie-dye. It was actually really funny. We got stopped by security and they turned to Noah and they said, "Excuse me, sir. No tie-dye allowed." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you gotta take your shirt off." He's like, "What are you talking about?" It's on top, the green circles are slices of jalapeno. And Noah was like so freaked out because he's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Oh no, I'm just messing with you." And I was like, I could tell he was messing with them, but I guess like if he was talking to me, I would also have that mini moment of panic where it's just like, what do you mean no tie-dye? And you can see I'm there with my Ina shirt because I gotta represent. Oh, I left this in. I hope Twitch can allow this. This was an empty box, but it was a unmarked box in the middle of a sidewalk on its own. And I'm not saying that that's, you know, one thing or another, but I am saying that it could be something suspicious, maybe. Yeah, not suspicious at all, exactly. I took a picture of it because I'm like, that's kind of weird, man. That's, whew. The spicy meatball. Anyways, this was the last day. This was the one and only day I got in line to line up with Noah because we decided, after all, that we're gonna get Bacon his signatures. So the signature line opens at 8 a.m. We got here at, I think, 7:15, and the line was already like this. I don't know why people get passes for only Sunday. I know they sell only Sunday passes, but like for conventions on Sundays, it always ends at like 3 p.m. So you only have like 5 hours. You gotta run, especially AX is so big. You can't cover everything in that short of a time. So I don't know why people have Sunday only passes. They're rare, man. I was talking to some random guy in line about it. He's like, "Yeah, no, never get a Sunday only pass. Why would you do that?" I guess if that's the only, you know, time you have, but I took this. So let me give some context here. These two dog girls, the pink one and the blue one, are twins. We had a video before of them singing together. They're always together. They are conjoined at the hip. Even before becoming VTubers, they were always together. They always performed together. Their careers were built on each other. Then they became VTubers. Before these VTubers, where they were still. Yeah, I'm explaining this now for a reason. So, they became VTubers, and once again, their entire careers were built off of each other. They shared a channel. Then they quit that and became these VTubers, who, once again, are still glued together, and they share a channel. They are very unique in that they are there aren't many VTubers that are 2-to-1 channel like this. There are a few I can think of the top of my head, but within Hololive, they are the only ones like that. And even in Japan, because they live in Japan now, they're always together. They do their shopping together. They go out together. Everything they do is together. They are, you know how twins either really like each other or really hate each other? These two really, really like each other. So they do everything together. And what's crazy about this picture is that only one of them is sold out. Who is out there buying a single one of these? Are you kidding me? What the hell, man? That is heresy. How could you just buy one of them? Actually cursed. Juthi, you're very cursed. That is not okay. That is cursed. You do not do that. You buy a Mokoko, you get a Fuowa. That's how it goes. Okay, Ovi, you made it a bit weird. You made it a tiny bit weird. I actually bought these posters in Anime NYC. I bought these posters, and the problem with buying these posters is this person sells buy two get one free, and I'm like, oh god, I have to get a third poster. What do I get a third poster of? Like the girl one on the bottom there didn't exist yet, but this was also really fast. So this is in the R18 section. I did end up going there. I don't have many pictures of the R18 section for obvious reason. I swear, every time someone asks for a for something that's sold out, they slap another out of stock sticker on it, because this one had so many out of stock stickers. It was really funny, but also very cursed. They have the twins once again. Mokoko sold out for what isn't. That is inexcusable. I'm sorry, Juthi. Absolutely inexcusable. If you buy one, you have to get both. You would eat the poster. I think that would hurt your stomach, Ovi. I think that would be a bit tough on your stomach. Anyways, more stuff in the R18 section. Classic drawing by artist Mignon, who does the stomach drawings, you know. We saw his art book earlier, but this is actually in the R18 section. The other one was in a family-friendly section, which is wild. At least this one's at least kind of safe for work, you know. So then we have, so these are what Nendroids are. There were Figmas here as well. These you could buy quite a few of the Nendroids. These are pending approval, so they're not exactly out yet. These are kind of like demo models, you know. So they always go back and forth between the companies of getting the rights to the models, making them back and forth, painting them back and forth, like, is this still okay, is this still okay, is this still okay, and that's how it is. So these are Nendroids. Nendroids are very, like, chibi-ish in form. You can pose them. They come with different arms, different accessories, and you can actually interchange Nendroid parts with each other from, like, other Nendroid sets. So they're very, very versatile. Yeah, they come with different faces as well. Different hands, even. If you want to be like holding something or not. I personally own 2 Nendroids. One is of Rimuru, one is of Shadow. And I've seen some really cursed creations of people mixing up different Nendroids. And you can change their clothing and stuff. They sell clothing for Nendroids, which is, I feel like, not entirely necessary, but it is a very popular type of figure produced by Good Smile Company. This here, these 3 are Figmas. So, Ovi, you asked what a Figma was before. You can look at the joints, and the joints are, like, bendable. You see that you can pose them. They come with props. You can move them in different ways, you know. They're not super big, and they typically cost, like, $70 to $90. But they're getting better and better at, like, hiding the joints. I really don't like the joints, but you can see that they're kind of posable action figures in a manner of speaking. I'm also not a fan of Figmas. Yeah, the ball joints I have a problem with. There's one Figma I would be okay with. There is a new VTuber named Cecilia Immergreen. She is an automaton, and her body naturally looks like that. Like her design, she naturally has ball joints and stuff. So for her, I think it would be okay because it's her model. That's what she looks like. But yeah, that's how Figmas work. I'm not a fan. I don't know many people that are. Juthi says she's not a fan either. It's kind of hard to like the aesthetic with the ball joints and stuff, you know. But yeah, there's the Figma for Callie and Kiara. You can pose them pretty well. It is pretty nice. It's just I'm still bothered by the joints. They do their best to hide them, and they do a good job. Just, I don't need to pose my figure, man. The thing about these posable figures, right, is that you pose them one time. Do you ever change their pose? Ever? Again? Not really. And sometimes. Once every year. This is one of the new Sencho. Hosho Marin. She's getting a new figure. I remember it was announced. They had the demo picture of it. This is the actual figure pre-painted. Crazy. She has like already 2 big collector figures. This is the 3rd one. Crazy looking. On the right, you can see Fomoka are getting their Nendroid soon. Looking forward to that. I have a video here where it's just a video scrolling over exactly what I just showed. Here's something that they had that was not anime. This is Horizon. It is a Thunderjaw. I did not expect to see Horizon there. Very cool. I'd imagine it's pretty expensive, but like the Thunderjaw is a really, really cool enemy in Horizon. I actually really enjoyed Horizon. I wouldn't get that because it kind of clashes with the rest of my collection, but it's a really cool one, I'll admit. Noah really liked it because Horizon's a really cool game, completely honest. I love the designs of the machine animals and stuff, and this is definitely no exception. This is a really, really cool one. There's a model kit for that one too, for Horizon in general, or just for like the Thunderjaw, because I think the Thunderjaw itself is a really cool design. It was scary as hell to fight it, but so cool. Yeah, this thing is posable, I'm pretty sure, to a degree. Not like super posable, but you can see some of his joints are definitely movable. They had a new Frieren. I remember seeing this online. This Frieren costs $170, I believe. Maybe 160. It's somewhere around that. Very pretty. I would like a Frieren where she is casting a spell, because the anime was so pretty to look at. The animation quality was amazing, and like the spell casting was so over the top. I loved it so much. And having a figure where she's casting a spell, that'd be cool. That'd be sick. Back to Bocchi. They had a Bocchi the Rock guitar. I don't know if it was on sale, but they had guitar picks. The problem with having like guitar picks and stuff themed after something is you don't want to use them, you know? Everything just becomes display pieces. Like the skateboard just becomes a display piece. You don't want to use that. You don't want to destroy it. I say that, but I use the like Pecora cup that I have to drink alcohol. But that's besides the point. Most things are really display pieces, you know? Yeah, you can change them to earrings. That's a good idea. I don't wear earrings, but that is certainly a good idea. This. Noah made me line up for this. This was the solo leveling experience. I have never read Solo Leveling. I have never watched Solo Leveling. I was not ready for the things that they make you do. I was told to read the commandments. Thou shalt worship God, thou shalt praise God, and thou shalt prove thy faith. I didn't know what they wanted us to do, we got into the area and they said, "Thou shalt worship God." To do that, you need to bow. You have to get on the ground, bow, and pray to God. I didn't know that. Noah told me what to do, and everyone got down. I was just kind of looking around like, oh, guess I have to get on the ground. And this is after like 3 days of walking around, you know? My knees are dead. Why are you making me do this now, man? Also, if you do any of these wrong, you die. So, well, not in real life, obviously. In the series, you die. So, thou shalt worship God is you have to get on the ground and pray to God. Thou shalt praise God is you have to stand by the statue with an instrument, because there's a bunch of statues around, and you had to actually look around. So you're in this room with a projection around you, and you have to look around and stand in the right place. And then thou shalt prove thy faith is you have to show your courage by standing in the middle, but like there's no courage to show here, so it's just like, okay, stand in the middle, everyone. And then yeah, made him smile, still died. They were scrolling through pictures of, like, you know, possible endings. If you don't do the things properly, you die, right? So these are the statues. The statues kill you. Fun stuff, really. They'll step on you, crush you, you know, blast your entire torsos off. I think 12 people went in there and only like 4 came out or something. Most people lost limbs. It was pretty horrifying. And having never read or watched it, didn't know that was coming. So that was fun. Oh yeah, here we go. This is Die to Death. We ended up going to get the signature thing. So we got up early, we got to the signature place, we got the tickets, and we ended up getting 2 tickets. I took one and Noah took one, and we each lined up and got signatures for our friend Bacon. And this was the signature I got. It is from the voice actor of Blake from RWBY. There were a few pictures I could choose from, but you can see the signature. It kind of looks like it's a continuation of her ribbon on the bottom left there. But I chose this picture specifically because it's white. She was signing in a black marker. The other one had a purple background. I'm also not super duper fond of her newer outfits. I watched RWBY in the beginning. Even though this wasn't for me, I took her original outfit. And it's also a white background, works well with a black marker. I'm not huge on RWBY myself. I did watch the first like 3 seasons. It was fun until the unfortunate passing of Monty They kind of fell off a bit, unfortunately. But yeah, I hope that made it to him super safely, super securely. It did cost a chunk of money to get that. Signatures are expensive. Very nice for collectors, though. Unfortunately, there weren't any signatures there that I wanted specifically, but I'll keep my eye out. Maybe, you know, in the future. I always keep my eye out for signatures at conventions. As a Canadian, I had to take a picture of this. LA Kings Stanley Cup. I don't have much to say about it. I don't watch a whole lot of hockey. Not anymore, at least. But it was really cool to see this setup of, you know, that they have some sort of pride in their team, that they care about the Kings. The Kings aren't a strong... I'm not a traitor. I am a supporter of the Canadians through and through. But it was still cool to see, you know, that they have that hockey setup there. Everyone was walking by it. No weebs care about hockey. I don't think... I mean, LA must care about hockey. They've had their team for quite a while. Anyways, hockey. So this is the Solo Live, the experience. It's in that bubble. Inside the bubble, is the area where like they do all of the commandments and stuff, and the projector points at everywhere inside the bubble, and you have to stand in the right place, do the bowing, blah 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 blah. Jujutsu Kaisen, I went to that one. It sucked. It wasn't good. You sit there and they're just like, Gojo explains his his power. That's it. It was boring. They had the exact same thing at Anime NYC. I went to Anime NYC last year. And of course, Anime NYC is sponsored by Crunchyroll. They organize most of it. So they had this for the Jujutsu Kaisen one, like you saw. I didn't have high expectations for the solo leveling one because the Jujutsu Kaisen one was kind of trash. Domain expansion, that's it. Gojo's domain expansion, that's what was the Jujutsu Kaisen experience, and it wasn't good. I recorded it. I have that recording somewhere, but it just kind of took the scene out of the anime, and they're like, yep, that's it. That's what we're doing. It's like, okay, well, at least the solo leveling one made you move, made you like have a bit of fun with it. So it was definitely a lot better than the Jujutsu Kaisen one. I don't know if you did that one. The line is always so long though. Okay. Here's a figure. Fun stuff. Luffy and Ace. Really cool figure. Only problem with this figure is you definitely need it on a rotating stand. This is on a rotating stand. And it spins and you can see both of them because they're back to back. And it's such a cool one. This is Jujutsu Kaisen spoiler. I believe there's a video to go along with it. Yes, there is. 1, 2, 1. Here we go. So the eyes move. That's it. Just eyes move. It's a spoiler. I'm not really going to explain what it is. Just know it's from the series. It's from the most recent season, and it does have a lot of importance to the plot. Which is obviously why they built it, right? Because, like, why? If you're gonna build something, better build something that's relevant to the plot. So this is the other signature we got. This voice actress, she was so happy because everyone that came to her, so she voices a character in Genshin Impact, and she was so happy that we came to her with something that wasn't Genshin Impact. So she was the voice actress for Kumoko from the I reincarnated as a spider, what about it? So that's her signature there, and she was so happy that someone was coming there for something other than Genshin. She's like, oh my god, the Spider series, oh I love the Spider series, like I'm so happy you guys are like getting that you're coming with that, and it was really cool. And she spoke to Noah about it, and unfortunately Noah doesn't really know a lot about it, but still a really nice, you know, collector item that we gave to Bacon. Here is Mao Mao from Kusuria. They have, this figure is 140, I believe, 130, maybe 130, 140. Pretty expensive. I wouldn't buy it. It's because what makes this one expensive is that it has like a special stand. I remember seeing it though online. Of course, we got Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter has a pretty big presence in these places. There's a lot of drawings of Monster Hunter, a lot of figures of Monster Hunter. I love to see the Rathalos and Rathian figures. I like the series. Could make the stand out of wood for $5. Well, the stand's made out of PVC, so I think it has more specific carvings in it as well, but yeah. Anyways, more. There is another Itasha. We got the Hatsune Miku Good Smile Racing Itasha. And then this is taken because, you know, Albedo. I always love the Albedo figures because Albedo figures have amazing details on the feathers and wings. I don't know what is with... Say the car? I don't know the car. I don't know cars, dude. This is a very, very expensive figure. You can see it in the bottom right. I don't know if you can see how much it costs. It costs about $2,700 because this is 1/4 scale, which means it's pretty big. Albedo already is worth a lot because they put so much effort into her wings. Always amazing. And this kimono that they have on her, hand-stitched kimono that they made for the figure. And the kimono series is actually a series that they have on a lot of figures. They're all so expensive. Just having the super expensive kimono on them just adds like $1,000 on it. Like, why? Why is that? You don't need real hand-stitched kimono on a figure like that. It's so unnecessary. That's what makes it so expensive. The kimono, it's all handmade. The material's handmade, the stitching's hand done, like, for a figure. Oh my god. So excessive. As I was passing by here, someone took a shot at Canada, because, you know, Haruka on the left here is, as we all know, Canadian, and someone took a shot at Harabu. They took a shot at her for being from Canada, and there's of course Zen, who's American, but Haruka took a shot as a Canadian, and I was passing by and happened to take a random stray because apparently, you know, Canada sucks. Okay, I have the extra Watame in there. I had to. Watame is one of my favorites. Gotta get a picture of only her. Here's one of the big, this is one of the big marine figures on top. These are the expensive, the top shelf are the expensive 1/7 scale figures from Hololive. Very beautifully crafted. I wouldn't buy them. I could have. I very well could have. Then we have some Figmas on the bottom. At this angle, it's hard to see the joints. You can still see some joints, but they're pretty well done, generally speaking, but yeah. Still not for me. And Good Smile actually had an entire... What? Every year in school they learned that Canada was a commie country. Wow, great. I love what they teach the Americans. It's great. I don't know if Ryan's here, but maybe he can confirm whether or not he was taught that about Canada. So Good Smile Company had a second booth, and it was pretty much all Miku. I didn't take many pictures because I'm not a huge fan of Miku, but you can certainly see there is a lot of Miku. Miku, ever popular. And naturally, on our way out, we're in California. You gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta go to Shake Shack. So yeah, went to Shake Shack. And there's the random stray sushi that was supposed to be from before, that it got the date wrong on the thing. That's the sushi. Is that a cup of dip ranch? It was a thick milkshake, I'll tell you that much. The sushi got moved to the bottom, I don't know why. And here is that medal that I mentioned before. Took the picture at home. It is so American. It is unbelievably screaming USA. This was from the 4th of July 5K. We had the picture before, but I tell people that this is super American, and they do not believe just how American it is. It has the eagle, it has the flag, the Statue of Liberty. Crazy. I'm glad though. I'm glad that it was this American, because if I'm gonna run a race in the US, it better scream that I ran that race in the US, you know? We're almost done now. My nice short stream of 3.5 hours. We have what I brought back with me. So here it is. This is everything I brought back with me. I say it's not much. There's a t-shirt, bunch of posters. There's the targets from the firing range. I bought an art book, and the rest is just kind of stuff I picked up. I said that the stream was gonna be like probably like an hour and a half. We're here 3.5 hours later. Just I was completely wrong, but a lot of this stuff I did give away to friends. A lot of this stuff was for friends, so I'm gonna flip past it. Okay, that is the last one. Yes, less than half of what you bought. You should saw what I brought back from New York. I think I really packed my stuff thickly there. But normally I think this is the first convention I've been to where I haven't bought a figure. Normally I always buy a figure, I just don't have room anymore. Well, I'm surprised that, like, people buy those, like, $600 1/7 scale figures. Those figures are worth, like, maybe 200 MSRP, and you see people walking out of the convention paying $500, $600 for those things. That's insane! The markup! Are you kidding me? Just buy it online. You can wait 2 weeks for that to get mailed to you. Yeah, I should put pictures one day of what my cabinet looks like. Like, I told Kay once that I was just this super weeb, and maybe he just took it for granted, but, you know, having all this stuff around... I didn't have a picture. I do have... I forgot to put the mushroom bowl in this picture as well. But my sister actually had way more stuff. Her picture of this is stuff only I brought back. The picture of stuff she brought back, though, picture of stuff she brought back is a lot worse. Let's say that much. A lot of this stuff was easy to put away because, like I said, a lot of stickers. There's my desk is absolutely covered in coasters now. I have coasters from different parts of Japan, coasters from Joy Sound Blue Journey. That was a very unique collab that happened for 1 week in Japan, and I happened to be there for it. So I have coasters from that. I have coasters from the cafe for Square Enix Cafe for Final Fantasy 16. But yeah, we're coming up on 3.5 hours. I don't know if anyone's streaming right now. I would have raided into K, but K kind of scammed me. Look at that. Streaming tomorrow. Wow. But that is the end of the trip. That is why I was gone for a week and a half. And yeah, that's it. So thanks for coming, I guess. I'm gonna have to take down the VOD, as Ovi did mention to me. Apparently no guns at all. I'm gonna have to edit that part out, re-render this. It's gonna take a while to re-render and then re-upload it. Yeah, Gearomatic is live, so maybe we'll raid into Gearomatic. This was the first time doing a just chatting stream. I didn't expect it to take this long. I was just sitting here talking about AX, man, or just LA in general. You can set the raid now. I'll say my goodbyes. Thank you, Ryan, for coming. Thank you, Kay, for coming. Of course, thank you, as always, to my mod, Ovi, Juthi. It was good. So I can always just redirect people now to this VOD, because I'm going to have this VOD forever. Redirect people here so that I don't ever have to explain what I did in LA ever again. There you go. It was all explained, all with pictures, all with videos. It's not going to have the gun part. Actually, I'm going to upload it to YouTube. I think it's okay to have guns on YouTube. It definitely is, so it's going to go on YouTube anyways in the future. I'm still trying to get through all of my old VODs. But thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Oh, well, I was fine if you went. You didn't have to unraid. Thanks for coming. You say bye. Bye-bye. Go, do it, Ovi. Do it. Do it now. Raiding Gearomatic. There we go. Bye-bye. Dude, you said I have seconds. The timer is going down so slow. You can just hit raid now. Just go for it. Just go now.